You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others crawl, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday. Haikuzo. Makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe. Ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake. Na Afrika itakwisha.
Padani agosho. Ngai no mwega. Na endesho de.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani. Ngwe.
Hebu muulize bwana senator, kuna uwezekano watafanya kazi na Rigathi Gachagua pamoja na alternative government? Kuna swali hilo.
Kwanza wacha niseme kwamba jukumu lililopo mbele yetu ni zito sana. Mimi ninakubali kwamba ni jukumu zito. William Ruto for all his flaws, pia yeye ni mwanasiasa, pia yeye na watu wake. Sasa yuko na serikali upande wake, wanasema wako na deep state. Yale mambo yote ambayo tulikuwa tunaambiwa na sisi. Na kwamba kibarua hicho kinahitaji kwamba kuwe na ushirikiano.
Yes.
Itakuwa jambo la kuvunja moyo sana ati tuamke 2027 William Ruto amepita na kura 1200 kwa sababu Sifuna alimea pembe akasema yeye pia ako kwa debe. Kalonzo akasema ako kwa debe. DCP wakatoa candidate. Iwapo mtampa William Ruto hiyo nafasi ya kurudi, tutakuwa tumewakosea Wakenya, kwa sababu Wakenya kwa kweli wanaumia. Na Wakenya wametuambia wanataka nchi tofauti. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to give Kenyans hope that we as a political leadership, ambao wote tumekubaliana kwamba huyu mjamaa hafai kuwa kwenye hii ofisi hata siku moja zaidi. Lazima tufanye yote ambayo yanawezekana, ili kuhakikisha kwamba tumemuondoa pale kwenye mamlaka. Iwapo itachukua kwamba muungano wa kisiasa uwe muungano mmoja mkubwa, na kuwe na majina mawili pekee kwenye debe, ya William na mwingine kutoka upinzani, tufanye kazi kuwe rahisi.
I know what you've seen.
What has he seen?
Even me, I've seen it.
You've seen it, huh?
Yes.
All right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is Udu Jegero, and this is Political Lady coming to you live at 7:30 from Nairobi, the city of glasses. All right, the city of Odhiambo. Odhiambo is looking sharp today, and we have Mr. Adrian.
Mr. Lawyer.
From Safina Party opening offices all over the country, you know, but also very much allied to Mr. Gachagua, very much allied to Sifuna. So people of the internet, today we are going to be talking about the issue of SHA. Everybody knows that SHA is being bedeviled by scandal after scandal. Odhiambo does not think that this is a scandal today. He has been, working his phone line the whole...
You had to say it.
People of the internet, they have been working his phone line the whole afternoon, calling the Ministry of Health, calling all his friends in the ministry. I don't know, and telling them, look, we need to fix this issue. Odhiambo,
yes.
How are you doing?
Amazing as usual.
Yeah. What does the world out there look like for you?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. There are two theories that guide life itself. And just briefly, there's something called the theory of absurdism or absurdities.
Okay.
And the second one is the theory of existentialism, where absurdity, we are basically saying that the default is evil. And no matter what you do, the end is that there's no particular winner.
All right.
All right, but existentialism dictates that life is the meaning you give it. So if you're attaching life's meaning to sharing information with people through the podcast, then this is how you are living your life. Yeah,
That's your purpose.
That's your purpose.
Very,
Exactly.
very, very, very interesting.
Beautiful.
Mr. Adrian, it's long since I last heard of you. You've been gallivanting the country,
I've been lost.
visiting your girlfriend in Mombasa. And also taking them to different places. You know, if it is a lie, you can always say you are a truthful man.
I'm always a truthful man, but half of that is a lie.
Okay.
For sure. I was definitely in Mombasa visiting friends. It might not be necessarily a girlfriend.
All right.
But I was not with Jimmy Wanjigi and I was not with any political faction. I had taken a break for about 3 weeks. And a lot of people have been begging.
You've taking a break for 3 weeks.
Of course. I'm not some kind of a slave or something.
What necessitated that? What have you been working on?
I've been working on a lot of projects, and the only time I could get a time off was at the end of April.
Yeah.
And start off my new half year.
All right.
At least feeling fresh with new goals and new.
Yeah. What is your political goal, by the way? How is everything going? Sifuna has just said that, look, the only thing that we need to do is to make sure that the Nilot goes. The Nilot goes, that is number one priority. So whether we team up with the devil, whether we team up with the Pope, he has to go. What do you think about that? Any means necessary?
For me, definitely it's a nuanced topic for me.
All right.
Specifically, like I keep saying that, as a political expert like Odhiambo, there is a certain view I have of it. But again, as a concerned citizen or as a concerned youth, there is another perspective that I have for it.
Okay.
In fact, one of the biggest fears that I have is that the next president will be elected for the same reasons that we elected Ruto in 2022.
Okay.
If our only ambition is to make sure that we only coalesce with anyone despite their character, their virtues, or their principle when it comes to governance. Look at an individual like Gachagua. You've made a misrepresentation stating that I'm a supporter of Gachagua. Absolutely not. So how are you going to convince youthful people who have been quite principled against Ruto because of whatever he has done and tell them that we are going to get into a coalition with Gachagua and he's going to be your next cabinet secretary or your next deputy president? What type of change are you calling for in 2027 if that is what you put on the table? But again, politically, as we state, and as Sifuna has also stated, that this is politics, and also Ruto has his own supporters. So when it comes to the tyranny of numbers, and politics will always be numbers, it is quite important to have a 2-horse race for 2027. You shouldn't give people any option of dividing the votes if we want a president who's going to throw away Mr. Ruto out of seat.
Okay, so that is what you think, and that is really, really interesting, because then our internet is misbehaving again. I see our internet is misbehaving again. People have already started calling Obonga. Yeah, Obonga. I'm calling already. Yeah, but we will go on.
Yeah,
we will go on through this. I want to still stick with this gentleman because
stick with me.
Because I feel like it's a very difficult place to be, where anything goes.
But what is that anything goes? Are we serious about the change we want for Kenya? Or we are serious about playing the political game that has been on for quite a long time? Because right now, while I made my sentiments about not supporting what Sifuna is going to do to get into a collaboration with people like Rigathi Gachagua, there are a lot of people in Leader Mwananchi who came at me, at a certain group, and they were telling me, you are trying to derail our movement. You do not want us to succeed in getting Ruto out. But we ask ourselves, was that really the principle of why we were in this team? That now the fact that I support Sifuna, I am supposed to be doing it blindly and forgetting that also Gachagua was part of the problem. Not so long ago. 2 years ago, Gachagua has been a saint. But I would look the other way and say that Ruto is such a bad person, but Gachagua is now good because Sifuna has told me that this is the right person that I'm supposed to be working with. that becomes a problem. There is a principle that we fought for in 2024, and the principle was about governance reforms and system change. And part of the system change that we stood for highly as young people was the fact that we had a certain political class of people, Gachagua, Kalonzo, Eugene Wamalwa, who we have felt have not advocated for change and will not advocate for change or have been part of the corruption problems that we've been having as a country. That was the major principle that we had. So how is it that all of a sudden we are going to abandon this principle and say that we'll turn a blind eye to that? And any leader, be it Kalonzo, be it Eugene Wamalwa, be it Fred Matiang'i, who has been involved in or accused in the abduction of people for Rivayala. There were abductions and arrests of political leaders in Uhuru's regime that was done by Fred Matiang'i. So are we supposed to ignore that and just play the political game? And that is why sometimes I falter the issue of democracy. Because democracy is now about a number. Now people are trying to convince us, because this is needed in this system, we have to form a coalition with these people. So it is a nuanced topic for me at this particular point, because I'm also trying to absorb what is this direction that we're going to take on this issue with Sifuna.
What do you think about Sifuna saying that he has to, because he's talking about the preamble of the Constitution, right?
Yes.
And the preamble of the Constitution, he has mentioned a few things that he wants to see Kenya adopting going forward, such as human rights violation, corruption, and so on, cleaning the system basically. But with going together with Gachagua and going together with Kalonzo, is he cleaning root or cleaning the same? Remember, by the way, our conversation that we had here was very interesting. When we were talking about the pact that was supposed to be given to a retiring president. We were looking at it with a person in mind.
Yes.
It appears to me that now Sifuna and the rest of them are trying to change the regime, looking at the person. Odhiambo, what do you think?
Well, practically, Sifuna is doing whatever any other politician will do, because the strategy must be implemented. And the strategy is, in their view, they want President Ruto out, and they must coalesce. It's okay, it's fine. It's a political strategy. Now, unfortunately, many people in the world do not understand how morals work. People like Adrian. Because they must understand that morality is a veil. What is the goal? The goal is always to remain effective. Okay. So whether you want to look at somebody in terms of he did this, he did that, is this bad, is that bad, whatever. The truth, as I said before in my introduction, is that the world is absurd. And if the world is absurd, the default is evil. So morality is a veil that we use to walk around. Okay, but the reality is that if you remain alone, one thing that you want to do, or in your deepest desire, you want to remain effective and not to be seen as the best. Okay, so of course there are questions about political morality, which in its sense or in its definition is already an oxymoron. Politics and morality do not sit very well together. They're not very good neighbors.
And that is what I was trying to ask you, because I'm thinking that politicians often adopt morality when it suits them.
Yeah,
a means to an end.
Yeah,
so Sifuna is saying, I can be moral when Ruto is out of government, but I can be immoral to the extent that I want to remove Ruto.
Exactly.
So by any means necessary.
Exactly. It is called utilitarianism, where he's looking at, instead of killing one person so that 5 can be saved, instead of killing 5 people so that 1 can be saved, I'd rather kill 1 person so that 5 are saved. It's fine for the public good in his mind. So moral really can't stand in this context. In this context, just strategy and how to reach the end.
But you see, that is the problem, because now we are conflating both issues together. We are claiming that we are moral, but we are also saying that, look, if you messed up this room, you farted in this room, Adrian, and for me to do away with the smell, I throw you out of the window. I don't care if you die the other side.
Yeah.
All right? So that is what...
It's actually surprising to see that Sifuna is thinking of joining Gachagua in this sense.
Yeah.
That Gachagua is now a very good person who can help them get to government. If we can go back to Sifuna's speeches just after Gachagua was sworn in together with President Ruto, it demeaned Gachagua severally. But
in fact, he used to speak worse about Gachagua even more than Ruto himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what has changed right now that we have to get into a coalition with him? And the dynamics about a coalition is that you can never get into a coalition without someone who's not going to form the government.
Yeah.
That is certain.
Yeah. You must negotiate.
You know, some people think that we're just having a form of arrangement. Then maybe if Sifuna becomes president, he will not appoint Gachagua as maybe a CS. That is not going to happen. Whenever there is a form of coalition agreement between people like Eugene Wamalo, between people like Kalonzo Musyoka or Fred Matiang'i, if you accept that coalition, you accept the fact that after 2027, your cabinet secretary is going to be Matiang'i, your cabinet secretary is going to be Eugene Wamalo. All these people who have been in government for over 40 years are going to be the same people, and you're going to call it change. So the arrangement of coalition is for people to understand that this is your next government. So I would like to have another situation whereby now Gachagua is the next cabinet secretary.
For Interior.
For Interior. Because that is the topmost position that at least a deputy president can consider. What kind of country do we have now in post-2027? And that, you know, that keeps us in the perpetual campaign period or the perpetual anti-governism that we keep having. It will keep going because of that. And that is why I started my statement by saying that the next president, if Ruto is going to be ousted, will be elected for the same reason we elected Ruto. We elected Ruto so that we could punish Raila and Uhuru without ever caring the fact that this was a very atrocious person when he was a deputy and a minister and a very corrupt person, but we still chose to ignore that and elected him as president. So it's the same thing. We are now going to elect all these cabals of leaders from Kalonzo's, Wamalua's to Fred Matiang'i's to Gachagua and say that, you know what, we need to get Ruto out and we'll blind ourselves to all these things. And I keep saying that if we want change in Kenya, the first thing we have to imagine is that anyone can lead and anyone can move masses. There is this form of limitation, and I want Odhiambo to explain it to me. Why is it that we have limited it to only these individuals for you to woo certain people? Why is it that if you want to get the votes of Kikuyu people, we only have to look for Gachagua? Can't we get to these people without having to do with getting through these people? That if we wanted the votes of the people of Ukambani, we need Kalonzo. Why is it that notion can never die away?
Well, it can never die away because it's in the practical sense of politics. There's something called the spiral of silence theory. I've talked to Jagir about it so many times.
I've heard about it.
We have this two-step theory of communication and so many other theories of communication that drive political communication. And this theory is hinged on one fact, that you cannot speak to the people directly. For you to influence something, you must understand the Lagarde's theory of change. I don't know if they know it. That talks about the early adopters, you know, early majority, late majority, then the laggards. I always call the laggards theory. Now, if you look at that context, it says for you to introduce something new, you must have somebody who tries it first and talks to the rest. Why? Because politics in its essence is people donating their minds, donating their
to an individual
and projecting it towards one person and saying it is Adrian.
Same way Luo people donated their brains to Raila.
Exactly. That is, So people donate their power.
Yes.
That's why it's called politics. To a small group of people, according to Socrates. So that this small group of people can assure them of their security, their ambitions, and helping them avoid the perpetual state of death. So, like for example, if you go to Cumberland today, you don't talk to them without Kalonzo. They'll be like, who are you? We don't trust you. Because Kalonzo has the institutional memory. But also in the other sense, in the other areas, you find these people are emerging, and they always emerge because they're very loud, not because their deeds are very good. Those who have very good deeds rarely speak about them. But if you speak very well, then people will most probably follow you easily. Because leadership has two essences. It has communication, where you speak publicly, then the other bit is where you act. So if you get a combination of both, you're good to go. And that's why I train people in public speaking.
That answers it well.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we have the issue of the Marurui demolition. I don't know if we have that video of Marurui. Odhiambo, what is going on with these demolitions?
I've seen that demolition. In fact, I saw it while I was in vacation. I almost started researching about it. Then I remembered I was resting.
Is it there? No? Kusawa? Is somebody speaking? Yeah. So I just want people to have a look at it, and then we can. Obunga, you can stop it once people have.
Kwa sasa hii Kenya inaendelea ni kubomolewa, tunabomolewa. Ukiona pande hii wameanza pande hii, ndio wanaelekea hii pande nyingine. Ndio hii unaona tunajaribu kuhamisha vitu, makuku, nini kila kitu. Na hatujui kwenye tunaelekea. Hii ni jasho yangu, nimeng'ang'ana, nimejituma ndio nikuje niweze kukua na kitu kama hiki. Ni uchungu sana. Sijui tunaanza wapi. Watoto walienda shule asubuhi. Hatujui wakirudi tunawapeleka wapi.
Is it really true? We are done, right? Is it really true, Odhiambo, that these people never ever know that demolitions are coming? Because the government usually issues notices. But why do you think that Kenyans do not want to move, even though the government has told them that, look, we are coming? And it has happened for the last, I think, since Uhuru. We started seeing this with the railways. I remember where I used to stay, behind there was the railway system, the railway line, and the government gave them 6 months. And perhaps we get into the psyche of these people and ask, okay, what is the problem? Why is the government, I don't know, what is really going on?
Victimhood is a very strong place to be. Victory is also a very strong place to be. But people normally choose victimhood because it is easy. When you already know, because we always know, that before you buy land, before you construct, whenever you exist in a place, there are laws to be followed. And before the government moves you, or before the government gives notices, there are always considerations that they make. Was this legal? Was it illegal? Now, if they're illegal, like the case of railways land in Kibos, Kisumu, that is now in the Supreme Court, you find that the government is wrong, okay? When you look at this one of Marurui, in Nairobi, during President Moi's time, the city council used to just dish out allotments. And these allotments could be layered on other former allotments, or even on freeholds. And of course, impunity runs Nairobi. Nairobi is run by pure, raw impunity.
In fact, the entire land ministry is just fraud.
Yeah.
Do you know that when you do a land search or due diligence that is done by a lawyer, do you know that it is not absolute, as the law is supposed to be? That if you come for legal services from me, to make sure that I do my search, even if it is historical search, to make sure that your title is valid, I can do that and give you a profound report that you have the right title. But one day you will wake up and they will tell you, this is not the right title. And the reason for that is, look at that Marurui issue. It's not that these people never had a title.
They have.
They did have a title that had the signature, that had the stamp of the Registrar of Lands, who approved all this title. But one day they wake up and they tell you, you are not the owner. So even the registrar, just like I said, the people who are involved in land fraud are the people who are supposed to be preventing the land fraud itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most of these land registrars are always part of the fraud.
And they're very rich.
And they're very rich. I remember there was a land registrar for Thika
Yeah.
who was arrested for about having unexplained wealth of about 600 million. A land registrar who's earning 70,000 shillings
Yes.
per month. 600 million shillings.
There's one time in Kisumu, I did accompany a friend of mine to a bank early in the morning. Then he withdrew money, and we stuck that money in our pockets. It was too much. I was asking him, where's this money going to? He told me, Pandagari Tuende. And we drove all the way to a place called Awasi. And then some gentleman in a very huge Prado came, and we sat at a very dusty-looking restaurant. And he chucked out this money and gave this person. Only later on to tell me, this is the registrar that is in charge of Nyando. And so we wanted to do A, B, C, D. And this is the guy who helped us do it. I'm like, oh, okay, so these guys just take money like that. And it was about 1 million shillings. So in the morning, these guys made 1 million from one person.
From one
person.
title.
One title.
And you know, the trick is always this that happens, okay? In government, there are land cartels.
Yeah.
The likes of Alai and a few individuals. I might not name him particularly.
Alai.
But he might be associated. So what these land cartels do, these land cartels are highly protected people. They deal in the business of land together with the land commission. So they find a public land somewhere seated bare, or maybe a land belonging to a certain company that does not follow up on the land. So what they do, they either have land that is adjacent to that land, or maybe they just pick the entire land itself and they subdivide it. Lawfully, if there's someone who owns that particular title of land, you will not get a legitimate subdivided title unless the registrar makes that mistake deliberately. So after they have found a certain place, either it's even public land, they have cut a certain cross-section or even a land company, they make the application to the land registrar to get title. The land registrar is always well aware of this deliberate plan. And what do? They make titles. And that title is sold to people through advertisements that we keep seeing here, or like the one who wanted you to advertise their land on your platform. Yeah. And innocent people come up and they buy those titles.
Because it's
and it is legitimate. And if you come to me as a lawyer and you give me that title, I will do my search.
Okay.
I will go to the land registrar. I'll go to the land registrar. In fact, the land registrar will also approve it, even together with the board, and say, this is a very good title. I am the one who signed this. Then after a week, we are told that there is a court case. There is a legitimate owner of that particular land, historically owned that particular land at a particular point in 1968, but we don't have the official records here.
So where are the official records?
It has come out of nowhere. And you could not access those records while you are doing your own search. So what happens? The land registrar comes out and say, that is a faulty mistake.
That's a faulty mistake? By whom?
By the registry.
We didn't know. We also didn't know.
Exactly. But those particular pieces of land, like the one that happened in Sio Kemau, it was land, they sold properties, not particularly land, properties worth over, I believe it was 2 billion that was annexed from public land. The registrar was also part of that deal.
But the question that I keep asking myself is, once they have established these facts, why is it that the people in the government that made these mistakes are never charged?
They can never be charged because it's a cartel system that is highly profitable, especially the land ministries. And when it comes to the land ministry, it is very ridiculous because people in the land ministries are very audacious. If today you have a prime land in Runda and they want it, you will just wake up to people saying that this is my land, without any information on records, and they will make sure they take it away from you.
And there is nothing you can do.
And there is nothing you will absolutely do.
For years and years.
For years and years.
So there is a guy that was in court for 46 years.
Absolutely. In fact, one of the tricks that they use, I didn't say we use, okay. One of the tricks.
Lawyers.
Okay.
Lawyers should be killed.
Okay, one of the, like in Eastleigh, in Eastleigh there were certain plots of land that developers wanted. They wanted that land so bad to put up the skyscrapers that you see right now. But there was a certain attachment certain Somali families were having to that land, and they did not want to sell it. So what do you do when you want to prevent these people from enjoying that land? You come up with a fake claim towards that land in collaboration with the registry.
Okay.
You know very well that you do not have this claim. Even the lawyers who are representing that side know very well there is any particular claim towards that land. It is absolutely fake. But why is it that you're instituting this case? You're instituting this case because before we begin any case, like Jagero, there will be conservatory orders towards that particular land. Both of the parties will not be allowed to use that land until the case is determined. So even you who used to enjoy that particular land, you will be forced to even be evicted until that matter is heard by court. So you are having a land that you claim is yours, but you'll be fighting in court for over 15 years without having to use that land. Okay. So what does it do? It forces you to sell the land.
To the same people?
To the same people. They tell you, for us to withdraw this case, kindly, 600 million, we need this plot of land for this particular developer. Sell the land as fast as possible, or we go on with the theatrics.
What is Odhiambo's country?
That is the country that Odhiambo wants us to keep on going with.
Yeah, it's terrible, I can tell you.
So that he can buy a G-Wagon.
So who doesn't want a G-Wagon?
So the nylon.
I do want a G-Wagon.
The nylon was in Tanzania,
yeah.
And he spoke very well. We were very enthused by the words that he spoke there. But then it turns out that he was talking about something that Zulu has not heard about.
No.
I think. Can we play the video, Bunga? I don't know whether Bunga has it. Bunga, you have it? Yeah, let's play it before you start making noise.
It's a big investment. Sikizeni, hiyo investment is in billions of dollars. Kama mimi ningekuwa na nafasi ningeipeleka kule Kenya, lakini kwa sababu ya kuamini ujirani na bara letu la Afrika na jumuiya ya East Africa, sisi ni wamoja, nikasema ikijengwa Tanga ni kama vile imejengwa Kenya.
Sasa tupokuwa tunaongea ndani kule, nilimbana Ruto, kaambia umekwenda kutangaza refinery Tanga, mbona mimi sijui? Hasa atasema mwenyewe pale kwa nini katangaza. Mheshimiwa Rais, karibu sana.
The president does not know about. Odiabo, please just tell us. Odiabo, please don't lie to us. How do you advertise a refinery that even the president of that country is not aware of?
Odiabo, how does that happen? What happened?
I mean, you guys are taking it out of context.
Okay.
because maybe I'm not aware, thinking back, if Suluhu was in Kenya, the time that Museveni and Ruto were on stage at KICC, just the recently concluded conference. I mean, all Kenyans saw it, was broadcasted on TV. When Aliko Dangote told the two presidents, and he said, if the two gentlemen who have just talked on stage gives the proper concessions, then
he would build a refinery.
He would build a refinery similar to what we similar to what we have in Nigeria, that holds 685,000 metric tons of crude oil. He said that. And so
he said who said he's going to build it?
Aliko Dangote said he's going to build it. He's ready with it.
Aliko Dangote said he was going to build it, but now the problem...
No. He was going to build it where?
Pole.
He said in East Africa. He didn't name any country.
In East Africa. Yeah, he said in East Africa.
Yes.
And then, at times, when a guest comes to your house, they don't have to tell you in advance that, I am also coming with chocolate for the kids. Or I'm coming with...
He just give the kids.
Yeah, he just comes... do guests ask you? They just come and give the kids. So, and Ruto says, anyway, even if you look at it more objectively, on the more objective end, it is counterproductive to have that refinery built in Uganda or built in Kenya. It is very important that refinery is built where? In Tanga. For
Why?
This reason. It's a strategic move.
Why?
Now, remember... Let me tell you. Remember, ages ago, we had some problem in this country when we lost the issue of oil transportation, especially the building of the new pipeline to Uganda. It was going through Tanzania, and we were losing. Okay. Actually, we lost in reality because Tanzania and Uganda had a deal when Kenya was having some diplomatic friction with Tanzania. Then what happened as a result? Tanzania went out, because Tanzania has very huge deposits of oil, by the way. Very huge, more than us, by far.
I know there is something called Tanzanite. Do you know it?
Yes, I know.
Beautiful.
I've lived in Tanzania.
Have you?
Oh.
Where?
I've lived in Singida. I told you Mangoni.
What?
It's a place, bro.
Did I hear that right?
It's a place. Then I've lived in a place called Buzuruga Kusini in Nyangoto, Mwanza. I've lived in a place called Nyamongo in North Mara.
For how long were you in Tanzania?
The whole of 2012 I was in Tanzania.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Did you get to learn some Swahili?
A lot of it.
That's why what do you mean learn some Swahili? He speaks Swahili.
I speak Swahili very well. I do Swahili interviews, full length.
Full length?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So hii mambo ya Tanga, yes.
So yes, Tanzania has very huge oil and gas deposits, more than any other place in East Africa. And that being the truth, having this refinery built there works better for us. Because then Tanzania puts their oil there, we also put our oil there, and we can sell it easy to the outside world. Because why should we build it in Uganda, for example? And Uganda is landlocked. For how long will we transport it back to? So we'd rather build it just somewhere that is very easy to take it to the what? To the jetty, oil jetties. And let ships load and let Africa have fuel.
But he couldn't even mention it to the Tanzanian president.
I can tell you he did. What listen to the tone of the Tanzanian president. She was very hearty and laughing. She was not serious. She was laughing and saying, Rais Ruto ameenda huko akawaambia.
He told her late.
No, Of course she knows, bro. When Aliko Dangote was talking, do you think President Ruto can actually fly from Kenya, go to Tanzania, go and talk about setting up Tanga oil refinery without telling the president?
But we
I
also
think,
know-
but
we also know
no. But I always think that our president has a certain itching problem that whenever he goes abroad,
Yeah.
that thing itches him to prove to the whites that there is something very important going on in their country.
Yeah.
So that is why you find our president saying very absurd things or things that are not even happening in that said country. You'd hear him randomly talking about swimming lions. Hear him talking about this is what we do.
Parliament of baboons.
We do in
Parliament
Kenya.
Something.
So our president has that problem
And I
to
think
try to prove a point
the
to these
challenge-
white people.
the
So you
challenge
find him.
genuinely- The challenge uniquely the president, you can say, is that he's a positivist. And positivists are not liked.
Yeah.
Because many people, I told you, people like wallowing in their misery. They're like, that's not true, it can't be.
Yeah.
Like if you tell somebody, let's say even my example with you, when you said, Dembo, by January, I have to go to a bigger city, like, no, Jagero, let's operate here first. So then we will move there. You see, but you are like, you had seen it, you had visualized it, and you moved. So, I mean, that's the representation of most Kenyans. We're like, no, it's not really the time, you're lying.
Yeah, somebody saying that there is something we missed. Suluhu was not saying she doesn't know. It was figurative speech meant to set Ruto to talk about. Probably because Kina Suluhu had not had that conversation publicly yet.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
That's true. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you see sometimes
He'll still lie again.
the Nilot pia anakuanga na mdomo sana.
Is Nilots are givers.
He's
Nilots are
lying.
givers and
Nilots are
talkers.
givers.
People have said that he has lied to Kenya, now he's going to lie in
You
Tanzania.
appreciate something about Nilots though, that if you look at Nilots across East Africa, Central Africa, and part of North Africa, you realize that Nilots are communal in so many ways.
For sure,
like
Nile.
for example, you find a spear in front of your house, it's community things going on. They share
I have
community
gotten
land.
that reference
With
with the
there's
Maasai.
there's community land. For us amongst the Luo, we have
We share wives.
we share stuff like wives. It's absolutely fine. I mean, yeah. So we're sharing oil and resources.
All right.
fine.
So that is that. There is also something that is going on in South Africa. What is going on in South Africa? It is something very, very serious that is going on in South Africa.
Very, very serious.
Yeah,
Very sad.
South Africans need to heal. I think South Africans need to heal. There is a lot of what is the word? There's a lot of trauma in the entire country of South Africa.
Yeah.
And I keep saying that the person that did South Africa the biggest disservice is Nelson Mandela.
I keep saying that,
Yes.
Jagero. I said that in our first interview that we had with you.
Nelson Mandela is a disservice and a shame to South African people because by the time Nelson Mandela was being given samosas in prison, right? Remember, in the last few years of his time in prison, he was just in an apartment in prison while negotiating with the whites. And he made very wrong things because right now the entire economy of South Africa is in the hands of the whites. And the blacks themselves, being the corrupt people they are, they have never tried. So if you go, there is the first time, I've gone to South Africa about 6 times. The first time I went to South Africa, I dropped in Cape Town. Then I walked into Cape Town, into a restaurant in Cape Town. And the entire restaurant was white, like white.
White people.
The only black people were the ladies that were giving tea and chocolates. Okay? And I was having a culture shock. And I'm saying, but I thought this is South Africa. And then I have an event 2 months later, and I go get my friends from the airport, and we are driving down on the beautiful lanes. And then this guy is just seated at the back and just like really mesmerized by. And then I think he couldn't hold it anymore. And he just blurted out, Jagero, I thought that we were coming to Africa. This is California.
In fact, Cape Town looks like Los Angeles in California. It has
so
the same look.
And he couldn't see blacks. And he told me, but where? Jagero, I wanted to tell you something. I wanted to ask you when you were at the airport, when we were coming down. But I thought it was a black country. Why couldn't you see
Absolutely.
blacks? And the driver was very enthusiastic, you know, and the driver was not a South African. So in South Africa, I went several times, and there is no time I was carried by a South African driver. They don't do taxi. The people doing taxi are Zimbabweans, Malawians, Botswanas, everybody around there. But they are not doing. South Africans are not working in South Africa. And partly because of this thing they used to be given, I think on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, they used to be given something, boom, for all South Africans, given some money. And they would just go and drink it and do all manner of anasa. You know, you hear the issue of AIDS and AIDS and virus in South Africa. Yeah. So I feel like, so when the whites were getting out, there was an agreement that we will not touch whatever you don't own. So the manufacturing was left in the hands of the whites, the banking system was left in the hands of the whites, and the real estate was left in the hands of the whites.
Agricultural sector.
Agricultural sector, swaths of land belong to the white people. And so now, where the white South Africans, South Africans actually have another police. You see Securico, they can arrest you in South Africa.
KK.
Yes, they can arrest you in South Africa. There is a time I was dropped in a very white neighborhood in Port Elizabeth at around 7 in the night, and I was surrounded by cars as a black person, and I woke and I was like, "What is going on?" And they asked me, "Can I help you?" A black man in Port Elizabeth in South Africa being asked, "Can we help you?"
And you know, Jagero, the most absurd thing that I find with the xenophobia in South Africa is that the people in South Africa consider the white people there as South African or people who should be in that land more than someone from Zimbabwe, just a border away from them. So, they don't consider them as people who are supposed to be part of their community.
Yes.
And if you look at those people that they consider as the white people, the white people in South Africa don't belong to South Africa. So they are not ethnically South Africans. They are not even a little bit Africans. Even the people that like to tag themselves as Afrikaans are the people who violently invaded South Africa, probably in the year 17 something or 14 something. They invaded them by force. They took over all the fertile land that the South African people owned. And they sat down there and said that we are Africans.
Odhiambo, so you know what is happening in South Africa that is very interesting to me? They live in conclaves. They live very far away from the blacks. And only the people that work for the whites are allowed to join them. So when Obonga goes to South Africa,
this is Obonga.
Yes, or Kevin here, or John Tess, he goes to South Africa, he cannot go and live amongst the whites if he's not well endowed with money. So he has to go to the shanties and the slums. And that is the problem. So South Africans are protected, they are in big cars, they're doing big businesses, they're the ones lending
That's
the
the whites.
Yes, the whites, okay? But now, John Tess from Kenya is now the enemy. Because wale majamaa ndio wametushinda, wametupiga, wako huku, we can't reach it.
Let me tell you something that's happening in South Africa. And I'm not an expert in psychology, but at least I know a few things. I can do something called derivative reasoning from relationships, because in the world we're just relating with each other. Whatever is happening in South Africa is that you find when you are living with an abuser, you normally take onto the character of the abuser.
Yes.
So even if you part ways, there are traces of the abuser or characters of the abuser that you carry in you, because they were a coping mechanism in the relationship.
Okay.
All right?
For sure.
And you will not obviously try your abuser again for this reason, that your abuser will torment you. When you try, it will be a bad trigger to you. But you will try to do this, exercise this abuse on some unconsciously or consciously on somebody who is lower than you, or somebody who is below you, or somebody you perceive to not have been abused by that other person. So South Africans, by induction, have picked, this clique of South Africans have picked this bad behavior of self-hate from those people who were there, called the apartheid lords, especially the Brits. And now, what they're basically doing, they're operating from a scarcity mentality. And this comes from the beat of South African politicians, and I agree with you guys, that Mandela really effed up the whole thing. For this reason, that he was thinking there was no better option. But at times, I think the coward of the county sings clearly that sometimes you have to fight to be a man.
Exactly.
And sometimes you don't have to fight to be a man. So I think Mandela went with, you don't have to fight to be a man. But me, I strongly believe that you have to fight to be a man.
For sure.
And what South African politicians and leadership has done for a long time, specifically under Thabo Mbeki, they did not strongly implement expropriation of land without compensation on the white people. In Zimbabwe, it was done. Zimbabwe, those whites who were there, they're very few. But in South Africa, they kowtowed too much because once they associate with the elite club of South Africa is white. Now, since the white own immense resources, they're the ones to open for you the doors here and there.
Yeah.
And that is why you will not possibly go against them because of the resource question. So as long as these black South Africans are not as equipped resourcefully as it should be, then you're going to see xenophobia on the rise. But let's look at the opportunity that comes with it. If you're going to South Africa, you already know that, like I'm going there in August, we already know that South Africa is a bad place to try and invest. So come back home and do whatever you can do in your country. You don't have to do it in South Africa.
But why is it that a South African is blaming a fellow African for their economic problems when it is the white people who forcefully came into their land are part of the alienation when it came to their economics?
Like I have already told you that the real enemy of them is living behind gated communities. All right? It is like once your mother has beaten you, has chapered you, and is gone to the market, you look at your smaller brother and then beat them up.
Yeah. So they are now, the internalized racism is now being projected towards fellow Africans. The same way it was projected to them.
And sometimes I really have a feeling that Mandela was not the person to negotiate.
Mandela was not the person. In fact,
because the guy, by the time he was negotiating, Mandela was battered.
For me, I would say
Mandela was beaten.
Mandela was not even beaten.
The telltale sign.
No, psychologically.
I'm not. Can I tell you, the person who during the apartheid prison camp was actually Mandela.
Yes, I told you he was given some offers and tips.
Exactly, and some of the people who talked about it, especially the people who were killed and people who died during that apartheid camp, concentration camp, actually talked about it, that at no particular single point were they even able to be interacting with Mandela. Because Mandela was always in conversation with the white people, was always in meetings with the white people, was always being treated differently by these other people. In fact, a very good and an explosive interview that I want you people to go and watch of Mandela, Winnie, I believe it is Winnie. Yeah. He talked about that Mandela actually prevented a revolution in South Africa.
And that is why
there was a radical real revolution that was going to be happening around 1990 something in South Africa, whereby the people of South Africa were up in arms and they decided that they were going to be attacking any property of white people. Do you see now the same way they're trying to attack the Nigerians, the Malawians in South Africa by going directly into their shops? That is what happened in Cape Town. Every shops that were owned by white people, every property that were owned by, all of them, they were intercepted by the black people and they were burnt down. The white people were beaten in the streets. So there was a revolution that was looming before independence, and they decided that they have to come up with a strategic reason to cool down that revolution. And the best way that they did it, they took a figure that definitely they've been in good terms with, the same way Kenyatta was in good terms with the white people. The figure there was Mandela. So Mandela was supposed to be neutralizing and preventing this revolution. So number one, he was supposed to be appearing as a very heroic leader who has undergone suffering for 28 years. So as people agitated for his release, it made him a very more important person. So Mandela would speak for the black people. But what did Mandela do when he came out? Mandela did not agitate for that revolution to go on. At first, he put a stop to it by putting up a certain narrative that South Africa belongs to the blacks and the white people. That has always been the message of Nelson Mandela. And he has been praised so much by the white people because of that specific message.
He has been given birthday parties in New York for forgiving the whites in South Africa. For forgiving.
And it was Queen Elizabeth's. I'm a very good student of Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
It was a very good, in fact, one of the best friends of Queen Elizabeth for this very good thing that, he did. But I agree with you. Even in those relationships I was talking about, once you get done with your abuser, you go for therapy. And in therapy, you first reconcile. In reconciliation, you first return whatever you stole, or you first apologize for the mistakes you did. You take up responsibility, then is when people move forward. But in South Africa, responsibility was never taken. Instead, this primitive accumulation on the rise still. And it is something that they've prevented for a long time. It's going to happen.
It is, but
it's going to explode. South Africa must explode.
It must explode, but South Africa should not explode on the xenophobic term of trying to chase away out African people. If South Africans really want change in their own country, they must make the firm decision that the white people in South Africa are not Africans, and they have never been Africans, despite the fact that their great-great-grandfather has been in South Africa for all these years. All the land that the white people occupy there was forcefully taken from the black people. Their economic system that they had was taken by the white people from the black people. And now they wake up proudly calling themselves Africans. The white people in South Africa are not Africans. That is the conscious decisions that South African people need to make in their mind. If they make that conscious decision, they must make sure that they deal away, or they put up an economic system that is run purely by black people. And that has been the manifesto for economic freedom fighters. For Malema, what has he talked about? Economic freedom. So there is no solution in South Africa as long as the white people are there.
I see a lot of people complaining that you guys, we are supposed to be talking about SHA, but people of the internet, listen carefully. We are starting with something called political temperature. Political temperature means that we are going around the country, around the Africa and around the world, talking about the current issues. Then we go to the topic. Don't hurry us. We started this podcast, not you.
We are the owners of the show.
Please.
You need to shut up.
Impunity is...
I'm joking.
Don't just hurry us. Some people are telling us there is no internet. Some people are telling us we need to start the show.
Bunga.
Enjoy, please. There's nowhere you are going. Just enjoy. Just be with us. We are going to be talking about SHA, and that is the reason. But we start with the political temperature. Then after the political temperature, we talk about what is happening in the country. We go around this place because you already know. Probably you've read about SHA. So people of the internet, maybe I should welcome them. You know watu wakifika kwa yewe sana. Ni kama wanataka kualikwa kwa hii mkutano. All right. Fidel Ongoya is saying Sifuna's dalliance with the so-called united opposition is in a sense a regurgitation of the same discredited political archetypes, is not merely myopic but politically untenable. Okay, Alex Wesley saying Obunga, stay guided. Thank you very much.
Stay guided.
Somebody is telling me, please fix the problem of the internet. The problem of the internet is a difficult thing that is really, really disturbing us with Safaricom. Safaricom took our money and refused to put internet here, and they have now gone quiet, and we don't know what is really, really going on. Safaricom is becoming a very fraudulent company, and they need to change. You can't. So this is what happened, people of the internet. Let me tell you. Safaricom said that they have got a termination of internet here. They sent sales representatives to this office. After sending sales representatives, this lady actually knew that there was no termination down there. Because what we have been using is the 5G internet, hoping that they will come and fix the internet. The lady came here to this place, and I asked her on phone, is there a fiber to building termination at our place? And she said yes, and told me to pay money. And then after I paid money, she has never picked the call to date. I was called by Safaricom. Safaricom came here, and they said we do not have a fiber to building termination here. And so the landlord has to apply. All right? So that was Safaricom. So Safaricom has to apply.
Landlord has to apply.
Yes, Safaricom has our money. They have given us the 5G internet, but they're not doing anything about it. And I think Safaricom is very shameless in sending people that are fraudulent businesses and telling people to pay money, and then they don't give the internet. I think that is really, really bad for Safaricom. And Safaricom needs to be called out. If you are going to be doing Safaricom business of internet, don't send sale people that are fraudulent and are trying to take money. So I asked actually the employee of Safaricom who came here, and I asked him, why is it where we were told to pay and you knew there was no termination? And he told me verbatim that those people are looking at sales. One sale, a sale takes, that's
They're
it,
done.
they go away.
That's their commission and they leave.
Yeah. And then Safaricom has to go ahead and now do the refund while giving them their commission already, which is bad. Anyway, we were welcoming people. Sifuna must disassociate. Roslyn Nekesa, Sifuna must disassociate completely with Gachagua. Gachagua is worse than Ruto. Just grow the movement and avoid that united opposition fellas. All right. Gara is saying we cannot want a better Kenya lafu tunaboard Sifuna. Aya pana. What is wrong with what did he do, man? Frederick Opio is saying good evening. Two brilliant bald-headed sons of Lake for your objective insights. Watching live from streets of Humus. Straight of Humus. Rian is saying Obunga, stay guided.
Stay guided.
I support Sifuna, that is Kipo TV. I support Sifuna, but boarding the same bus with Gachagua is a very big no. Maybe we should do a poll about Gachagua and see what happens to that. Okay, so we will continue, inviting new people of the internet. Talk about SHA algorithm. Yes, Safaricom one time. Let's turn our mind to the Ambo now to the question of today. I have Adrian who woke me up early in the morning to tell me about SHA. Okay, Odhiambo, the people of the internet, is on a government apology that has been working his phones. So, people of the internet, I want you to picture something with me. A woman walks into your house. Can be a man too. She's polite, she has a phone in her hand, and she begins asking you question. What is your roof made of? My brother, what is your roof made of? Is it iron sheets? Is it tiles? What kind of toilet do you have? Is it a pit latrine or a flashing toilet, Mr. Diambo? Do you own a radio, a bicycle, a smartphone? How many children do you have? Did you finish secondary school? You answer her question after question. Maybe 40 questions. All right, people of the internet. She types each answer into her phone, and then at the end, the phone gives her a number. Okay? The number is how much you must pay this year for public health insurance. So, you did not see it being calculated, Mr. Odhiambo. You cannot challenge the maths. That is SHA. The phone simply says, this is what you owe. Now, people of the internet, that phone is not just a phone. Behind the screen is what they call artificial intelligence. And that AI has decided on the spot what your family is worth. They don't care if it is this gentleman who built me a house. If Odhiambo is the one who bought me a phone. If Obunga is the one who floored the house. Or pandad flowers. Or does not care if my uncle in Mombasa
States,
is the one who gave me the Pro Box that is standing there. Okay. So you must ask, where is that happening? Well, this is happening in Kenya right now. It is called the Social Health Authority, SHA. And today with Yambo and I, and with Adrian, I want to walk you through how it actually works and exactly where the government of Kenya probably went wrong, according to Adrian. Went right, according to the Yambo TNM. By the end of this conversation, you will understand AI better than most of the people who pushed this thing into law. Stay with that. But first, let's listen to Ruto speaking in Kericho in 2023. That should set the tone rolling. Bunga, do you have Ruto in Kericho? Surely.
Stay guided.
I even named it Exhibit 1, Bunga. Okay, so what Ruto is saying that every household, every family will afford health care. Okay? So let us go to the beginning. For decades, Kenya had NHIF, Odhiambo Kamana, National Insurance Fund. It was old, it was indebted, it was tired, according to the Nylon, Mr. Ruto. If you had a salaried job, NHIF deducted from your payslip. If you worked in an informal economy, you paid a flat 500 shillings a month. If you bothered to register at all, okay? Most people did not bother. I never had NHIF, all right? Because probably I was unemployed, I didn't have any money, blah, blah, blah. In 2023, Parliament passed a new law NHIF was scrapped. In its place came SHA. As we have heard, President Ruto stood in a stadium in Kericho and made a promise to the people of Kenya. Every Kenyan, he said, would have access to affordable health care. No Kenyan would be left behind. It was the centerpiece of his administration. The new idea, I think, sounded fair at that time. Registration would be mandatory. Instead of a flat fee, your contribution will depend on how much you earn. Those who earn more pay more. Those who earn less pay less. Progressive, reasonable. The kind of reform a country like Kenya, people of the internet needs, right? But there was one tiny problem. Odhiambo might disagree, but for me as Jagero, this was a basic problem, Mr. Odhiambo. To make people pay according to their income, you have to know what their income is. Right? Simple, right? Wrong. In Kenya, only about 17 out of every 100 working people earn a formal salary, people of the internet. The other 83% work in the informal economy. They sell tomatoes, they drive border borders, they wash other people's clothes, they sell airtime, they do casual labor on construction sites, no pay slip. No employer registering their income with KRA, no record. So how do you charge a person according to their income when neither you nor that person can really tell what their income is? So Odhiambo's government cannot tell, Andreas Gachagua cannot tell, but you pay. This is the central problem of any income-based tax in Kenya. The government cannot see most of its people's money. The responsible thing is to admit it, I think, and design around what you actually know. The government did not do that. The government decided to outsource the problem to a machine. Okay? This is where AI enters this story. So, Odhiambo will take us through this, but I want to start with Adrian first. Odhiambo, do you want to start or Adrian should start?
Well, the person who accuses tends to start.
Yeah. I want to hear from Adrian first. What exactly is going on? Tell us a little bit of what really went wrong.
Everything always goes wrong with this SHA system.
Yeah.
So this new week, we have another problem. But this time it is not money that is lost. This time it is a means system that is supposed to predict how much people are supposed to be paying to SHA, to the insurance fund. So for those people who don't know, SHA came up as a mandatory insurance fund whereby you contribute according to what you earn. And one of the initiatives or the narrative that used to sell SHA was that the lesser you earn, the minimum you pay. The more you earn, the more you pay. This got clapping most of the 83% of Kenyans who form part of the population who earn less amount of money. So, but now the problem is this. We have a government that does not know what their citizens are earning. We have a government that does not have a data system, that does not have a consistent tracking system of what each individual in Kenya is having according to income. So what did they do with SHA? They come up with, good innovations like any other new system would do. They say that, we are now going to be using artificial intelligence. And sometimes in this world that we are living in, if you want to sell any idea to the people, you just mention the word AI. We'll use AI. We'll do this with AI. And somebody thinks that it is a magical waving or input code in your computer, and the solutions are much better than it has been before. But now, African Uncensored did a very good report. And just when you called me, Jagero, and you told me, hey, look into this report, I had already looked into that report while I was in Malindi. Because it was quite captivating. Because one of the biggest problems that we have with SHA is that there are people who are not contributing to SHA. And I had one clear question. Why is it that a majority of these people, 20 million people, are not contributing to SHA? In fact, if you look at the statistics quite well, the formal sector form about if you look at the statistics quite well, just like you've highlighted, the formal sector in Kenya form about 17% of the workforce. But we have 83% of people who form the informal workforce, people who don't have a consistent income. They're not salaried, they're not under any pay slip. And if you look at the number of people who have managed to register for SHA, it is 20 million. But according to the data that we have, specifically even from SHA, only 5 million out of 20 million people are making regular payments to SHA. And I asked that question. I used to ask someone, why is it that these people are not paying regular payments? That is when now I stumbled upon this report by African Uncensored, whereby they're saying that there are individuals who are very low income earners. I'm talking about people earning 200 shillings a day working for these hotels in Kibra or anywhere else. But they've been put even a monthly contribution fee of about 2,500, something that is way above their bracket or way above what they're supposed to be paying. So this report unearthed this particular flaw in this system that is powered by this AI. They have stated that there's a very huge population of low-income earners who have been misplaced according to how much they're supposed to be contributed. And that is why we are not having these people contribute to this particular system. And one of the faults that we have with Kenya, I don't know, we faced the same problem while we were trying to demonstrate last year for the new funding model. We never had a problem with the new funding model, Jagero, specifically me. In fact, I said, oh, you guys are going to be introducing a system whereby for the first time, somebody is going to be getting 100% scholarship from the government. And I said, this is a very good idea because the cap maximum was 75% for everyone. But now the problem came to the means testing system, whereby we had people who came from households in Karen, but they were placed in a certain band whereby they get 100% scholarship. And what was the problem? The same government did not have a consistent data of getting the right information on how to analyze household income. So it's the same problem that we are facing right now with SHA. We don't have a consistent data tracking system. And I want the government sympathizer or the apologist, I don't know who is here.
So
tell us, do we really have that data system that can enable us to confidently say that we have a means testing system that is efficient?
Okay, so we start.
We go on, we don't start.
We go on.
Now, thank you. I mean, of course, what African Uncensored did together with The Guardian and the Joy, I think something like that, it's amazing work. And we must appreciate the journalistic standards and the analytics that they did. It is proper. We must appreciate it. We don't live in an environment where we have monopoly of intellect.
For sure.
Yeah, and neither do we have monopoly of morality. Now, that said, I think the journalists who worked on this thing did a very splendid job. Because they're saying nothing different from what we've said on this bench, including us who are very much aligned to the government. We have always stated in the last conversation we had about SHA that there are gaps, especially, remember, if we could look back at my conversation on my contribution, I did point out specifically to this algorithm question, this AI algorithm, and how it was exposing a few risks here and there. Now, also, let us understand a few things, Jagero. Number one, in this country, sorry, Jagero is very homered today. He's dying.
Go ahead.
In this country today, one of the things that we have asked the government, and of course we still push the government to do, is to have a unified identification system. And my only bone of contention with a fellow called Matiang'i who Vash supports is because he took over 9 billion from the Kenyan coffers under something called Huduma number, which was a unified identifier, which we don't have to date. He messed us up. Now, that said also, the government must not cry looking backward. People like Matiang'i should be in jail. The government must look forward and with speed initiate a unified or a digitized registry. Up to date, Jagero. If you go to the Ministry of Health and you want to ask, where can I get my data? You have to go back to the hospital where you were born and trace. And this was done, if you remember the popular case of the twins.
Oh, yes, yes.
Who were born in Kakamega Hospital. One grew up with another mother in Machakos, another one grew up with another mother in the other side. They had to go and peruse the physical file and trace back to 1998 or 1997 to find that they were actually born there. Now, that's the typical case of what we are doing. Number two, in the context of even counting people, what we call census, where we go and count people physically, it's a waste of money. So the government is not yet there, but it needs to quickly work towards that.
And I've always felt like the census system, of course it might not be a waste of time, you need the numbers, but I've always felt like it is a very outdated system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like the census they did in 2009, they still ask the same questions. How many chicken do you have?
That's what I'm saying. We need to move now to automation. We are past what I call traditional means of counting, etc. Now, in automation, one of the first things that the government has to do, as I've said and I repeat, is having a digitized registry. Let our data be somewhere under some proper warehousing mechanism that if you go to the bank, just with one number, you can be found. If you go to the police, you don't have to write a statement kwa kuandika hivi. You just have to click your ID or your whatever, and they're able to find everything else there. Now, Jagiro, it is true that SHA has problems. SHA was not built to be perfect. One of those problems that we've pointed out as the Chronic Disease Society of Africa, but I know you don't know that. I'm the CEO of the Chronic Disease Society of Africa.
I'm wondering where did the job title came from?
CEO. Life is so private.
Chronic.
So, when we were conversing with SHA, with my founder, we did sit with them and ask them a few questions. Of course, one of the questions we did ask was the funding, what you're talking about, how they're raising something we call the risk pool. How are they financing the risk pool? Then that is what they use to settle the claims. And they were talking about contribution. And we said, we don't think if contribution is sustainable, for example. What we should do, let's borrow the Thailand model, where we tax at source instead of asking people to contribute to the risk pool. How does that work? All high-risk foods, like bread, like soda, or high-risk drinks like alcohol, like what we ensure that we levy them. Okay? So we put a specific levy of maybe 2% that goes specifically to what? To SHA.
To healthcare,
yes. Now this one will help us achieve universal health coverage, where nobody has to contribute voluntarily, because you're saying
or it doesn't have to be necessary.
It doesn't have to be necessary. It becomes an inherent right. Okay? Now, of course, we could go there. We are just starting here. And of course, if you want to understand success, you must understand that success is a consequence of experiments. And this is one experiment. And if you don't fail, how will you know? So yes, we are failing on some bits as the government. Let me occupy that position. And of course, there's some people who are making these things fail. Now, if you come to AI, if you understand AI, Jagiro here understands AI better than anybody else on this bench today. Jagiro knows that the age of AI where we are at is the baby face of AI. It is still dependent on human input. It has still not reached on something I call agentic. Well, agentic is just coming up under that farm, the one that was
yes.
Cloud. What is the parent farm?
Cloud AI, Anthropic.
Cloud AI.
Anthropic is one of the first AI farms to now move into agentic AI, where now AI can do automations. But so far, AI at this age is still very dependent on human instruction and what you call machine learning, and of course learning those patterns of how things are happening. Now, is there a possibility that people will take advantage of these systems? Yes, and I did say it here, that there are characters who have taken advantage of SHA. Because how can AI, which is expected by the common man, to be so perfect, is letting things such as approvals sneak in. Approval of something of, let's say, for example, what you said, that a woman giving birth 10 times in a year. AI should be able to flag that.
It's a simple concept.
Yes, but it's engineered. Remember, the day before we sat here, I sat with one of very big developers in Kenya who has developed some of the banking systems that I know in Kisumu. And she did tell me that that thing was actually engineered to operate as such. Now, who engineered it to operate as such? That's where we go. Let's look at the developers. I know Jagiro will tell us as we go forward that there's one of the developers that African Uncensored talked to. And this developer did indicate that there's rigidity from some levels within the ministry and within the government ranks that is going to contribute to this thing being a sham.
For sure.
Okay? Now, can these people be now arrested?
I don't think they would want an effective system.
Exactly. But you see, we don't want to assume like there was nothing that was happening. There was knowledge that something was wrong. And this is a clear, classic example of system manipulation and basically fleecing the public. So, of course, Jagero, there is the bit of this person, of these developers who are messing up this system. Why is it that e-citizen is so perfect? It's just that now the only thing they can do is to misbehave with the money, but not the system itself.
That is actually a very good concept.
Yes.
Like, if you look
Yes.
at the system, in fact, e-citizen's platform, web platform, has been the most effective system.
Effective.
But it is effective because they don't need to steal from you at first directly.
Exactly.
They just need to get you to love the system and pay for it, use it.
And e-citizen also started with just 10 services.
But if they made SHA very effective with the AI and everything, it would become purely impossible for hospitals to defraud the ministry.
And this is my observation. I did share with my partner when we were just starting to talk about SHA that something is actually dangerous that could happen in SHA. And how I look at it is this, that by the time SHA was being developed, in its philosophy of governance, SHA then becomes a social welfare issue. It shifts significantly from a capitalist venture.
It doesn't operate in the presence of private.
Exactly. And I said, looking at the hands that I'm seeing in SHA, maybe there's something that is happening, but it is development. This is how it works. Change works like this. It is going to be very painful, but we're going to finally accept. The existence of private people or private capitalists within SHA is hurting this thing. That is a reality we must accept. A social welfare issue can never be driven positively by capitalists.
If a majority of the hospitals are privately and they are owned by the same people who lead the ministries.
Because tell me why administration of the system is being done by a private person who is known to me personally, who I have visited and sat with personally. And these people are administering and even helping in management of the payouts. I said when it was starting, even before I started coming to podcasts, that this thing could be having a problem. Do we have an opportunity for change? Yes. Which are the opportunities? Arrest,
arrest a few people. I think perhaps we should talk about exactly what is going on and why the Africa Censored, the Guardian, and the other think tank actually decided to publish this story. Because what is going on?
Yeah.
SHA is using something called proxy means testing. Mr. Odhiambo.
Yes, proxy means testing.
Yeah. So a test is how much money you have. So they are testing how much money you have before they start telling you how much you are going to contribute towards SHA. So PMT is this. I cannot measure your income directly, so I will measure the things I can see.
Exactly.
So they are asking you about your house, they are asking you about your roof, they are asking about the type of toilet you use, whether you have a bicycle, whether you have a phone, and I will treat this, and they will treat these things as a standing for your income, which, as I've already said, is very misleading, because you could have picture a mother, right, who is in the village. Her husband is already is passed on. She used to have a daughter in the US who has built her house, okay?
Yes.
And has given her a flashing toilet.
Yes.
She has got a smartphone S24. You understand? She has got all these things. But just last year, the same daughter passed on. So now, she has all these things, all right? But she does not have income. So enters SHA and the form.
Yes.
SHA is now asking her, okay, what kind of house do you have? A 3-bedroom house.
What kind of phone?
Yeah. And you write, and you write, and you write. So you think, oh, okay, great. This is how I'm going to. So this is a theory. This is not a new theory, because AI actually did not start in 2020 as most people think.
Yes.
AI has been there.
It's been there since the 80s.
In its rudimentary form.
Yeah.
Okay. So the theory has been around since the 1990s. The World Bank loves it. Actually, it used it across Africa, Asia, and Latin America to decide who gets cash transfers, food subsidies, cheap student loan. But here is the catch. PMT was designed for one specific job, which SHA is misusing that to help government decide who is poor enough to receive a benefit.
Yeah.
It was a filter for selecting the poorest of the poor. SHA did something nobody had done at this scale. So SHA took a tool designed for filtering the poorest of the poor and used it to assign a price tag to every household in the country. All right? It's 29 million people, so including the rich, the middle class, and the poor, all graded by the same machine. All right. So there is something also interesting, and this is how the SHA algorithm actually works. So the investigators of East Africa and Census working with Lighthouse Reports and The Guardian used Kenya's Access Information Act to force the release the formula. Right, Mr.
They were forced.
They were forced to release the formula. They got a 10-page document. They rebuilt the system. So these guys, the three parties, rebuilt the system. And then it was peer-reviewed by the academics at the University of Kent, Georgetown, Delft. So this is not a speculation, Mr. Odhiambo. I don't understand why Nairobi University is never invited to do these things. It is shipped outside the country. And this is telling a very bad story about our situation in this country. Which school did you go to? Your English is good, but which school? Where did you go to school?
High school.
No, university.
Chuka University.
What is Chuka?
I'm going to clip that.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Though I know of some very fine
but
characters who come
I'm
from
just
Chuka,
wondering,
though.
they couldn't take it to Stratford.
No, they can't. Okay, you don't
Why
understand.
not?
No. You know, first of all, African Uncensored is an NGO.
Yes.
Did you remember they received $100,000 from Ford Foundation?
Okay.
So for you to do such kind of projects, it is heavily funded.
Okay.
If you are going to be running an AI system that you're going to be simulating, you cannot do it in University of Nairobi.
Why?
There is no technicality for it.
So University of Nairobi is dubious.
Because you have been funded,
Nairobi University is dubious.
It is, of course.
It is dubious.
No, it is not dubious.
It is.
It is dubious.
It is not.
That's what he's saying. A man from Chuka.
That is his opinion.
It is.
Exactly. A man from Chuka talking about University of Nairobi being
How have we supported our institutions when it comes to research?
That is true. Now that you're talking, that there's been a sustained abuse towards scholarship. And
Exactly.
That is true. That's factual.
That's the problem.
So anyway, I'm just wondering why every time something serious is being done, they always tell me that I'm not educated. But for these educated people, they don't take them to where they got educated. And I'm wondering, where did you go to school? But anyway, don't worry. Picture a receipt.
Degero, wait a minute.
Okay.
You know, I've gone with you to my school.
Ah, beautiful.
Beautiful. You saw where I went to school.
Looks beautiful. Lush.
Yes.
Big halls.
Leafy. Yeah, it inspires you to live in leafy suburbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Maseno is a very, very good school.
Plus I got very good education thanks to my father in my primary school.
Yeah. People who had fathers.
Yeah. No.
Picture receipt. The system starts with a baseline number. Mr. Odhiambo, I want you to listen very carefully. Say 18,000 shillings a month. This is just the opening case. Then it goes line by line through your answers, adding or subtracting shillings. Married, subtract about 1,100. Family of 4, subtract another 1,100. You own a bicycle, add 900. You own a smartphone, add nearly 3,000. You have electricity, add 2,000. You finish secondary school, add 1,600. Iron roof, subtract 1,700. Concrete floor, subtract 2,300. Tick tock, add, subtract, add. At the end, the receipt is tallied. The total is meant to be your income. You understand? This is extremely flawed, Mr. Odhiambo. The total is meant to be your income. The model takes a percentage of that, and that becomes your premium. Okay? So, they did a hypothetical example. So, Kamau and Wenjiku in Murang'a, their actual income was 11,000 shillings a month. After the algorithm finished its 40 questions, it predicted they earned 18,500. Almost double. So, they were charged for an income they do not have, or a guess they cannot challenge. Calculated by a machine they did not understand. Okay. That is the problem. So, and people need to understand that this is very, very problematic. And when Odhiambo says that this is a mistake, and the question I have with government is that this government is always very much in a hurry to do this thing. Because, okay, so how long have it been doing this thing? For about a year or two?
The implementation of SHA or?
A year, yeah, right?
No, SHA was implemented within months.
Yeah. So
SHA was put on the table and implemented within months.
The thing about these things that people have been complaining.
Yeah.
Like right now, when I registered SHA, I did not know that it is actually going to be, because I put a post today when I saw an automatic deduction from SHA, from my M-Pesa. And I was, how does M-Pesa
Automatic?
work? Yes.
From M-Pesa?
Yes. And I was like, it is here. They don't even prompt you. This is a message I got from Safari this morning. I was in a podcast and I almost lost one of my knees. Hii watu hata kama ni ukora bwana. M-Pesa.
You almost lost one side of your knee.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you what exactly happened with M-Pesa. Where is it? Where is it? Should be here. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Confirmed. 652 sent to SHA for account number this. And the funny thing is that I was never even, look at it. It's at 12:35 p.m. Just when we were about to, when I was actually researching on SHA, they were already deducting. And I asked Safaricom on Twitter because I couldn't find them on phone. What is going on? And then they are telling me that there is an automatic deduction on your account. And I'm like, really?
Who authorized that automatic deduction?
I did not.
You're sure when you are doing your logins in any creating your account? We did it with you.
Yes.
No. I don't think you can just authorize.
Yes,
do you know how M-Pesa really works? M-Pesa,
exactly.
I don't think there is a system. I don't think there is even a billing system that allows you to automatically take your money from your M-Pesa.
On this one,
there is no.
On this one, you could have missed something.
But it is here.
It is not supposed to be that.
Allow me just to say
okay.
that on this there could be an oversight on your side.
Okay.
Because it is important. Safaricom only gives you an API. Okay?
Yes.
Now, once they give you that API as a firm or whatever, you are the one that then gives terms and conditions to your what? To your subscribers or to the customers.
Okay.
On how you will collect your money. Okay? Now, somewhere it must be. And I could not be wrong.
But you see now,
yeah.
The question I'm asking you, they should prompt me.
They should give you a message.
They should prompt me and say you are about to pay this to SHA.
You didn't enter an M-Pesa pin somewhere?
No! I got a message.
Well, that is interesting.
I got a message from SHA that this one has been deducted, and I called immediately. And they told me that I should go to, if I want to cancel it, it's called Ratiba something. I have to go to 334 hash and then go to deduction. 98 more and then delete it. And I'm wondering, is that if I am being deboarded that way, why is it that I am onboarded without my knowledge? Because they should be onboarding.
Terms and conditions. I think it was hidden somewhere.
You know,
the devil is always in the details.
Then I went to Safaricom. Website, and they don't have terms and conditions for M-Pesa. If you go to their website, you do not see. There is terms and conditions for Sidisha, terms and conditions for what is the other one where you put your money and then you get after some time.
I'm sure you would have.
I'm sure there is terms, but there is no terms for M-Pesa because I wanted to look at those terms. So it was very interesting. So I followed that prompt and then I deleted that thing. But I'm just wondering if it was 50,000.
It could have gone. Yeah, I agree. But again, there should always be a policy of refund. Yeah. If it is buyer remorse.
Buyer remorse.
Yeah,
I'm suffering buyer remorse with the SHA.
Yeah, I think so. And many people.
Sue them.
Because this is new to me. And so many people could be suffering from buyer remorse, I agree.
So the people of the internet, I don't know what people of the internet are saying about this thing. Is that about that time that we open our Chuka University? Your end is overhyped. What is going on? I see people moving around.
We are to switch the AC on. Switch the AC on.
It's getting, I don't know if it's hot.
The room is getting hotter.
Really,
anyway, so yeah.
Really hot.
Before we go to the calls, Jagero, it's admitted that there are mistakes in this SHA and there are things we have to do. But also, just by Jagero's own admission, there are a few things that Jagero must also accept. Jagero is above paying 652 shillings.
He's amongst the highest income earners.
Jagero
You're supposed to be
Jagero
paying
earns
more
than an MP. That is a
They're always
fact.
saying that and I am watching.
Jagero earns more than an MP. Because we know what he earns.
MPs, I don't earn more than an MP, bro.
MP earns 748,000.
No.
Allowances is what takes it to million and something.
But that's still an earning.
Well, that's true.
I do
but you clock in about
Yeah, Kere should
about
confirm
1.3
with your
million.
earnings.
No.
Yeah.
But Odhiambo is acting like he didn't go to school. I don't think he went to Maseno. I don't think so. Because for example,
Answer the question.
When money for YouTube
Answer the question. How much are you making
you're
more than an MP?
You're making beyond 300,000 per
Okay.
month. That's a fact, right?
Okay, that's not a fact.
Okay, that's an imagination.
Okay, that's an imagination.
You should be paying 50,000 so that you can help the low-income earners at least access the system.
So your evidence.
My sister,
Yeah.
by the way, my sister, I think it is public knowledge that my sister suffers from cancer.
Sorry.
Okay?
Sorry.
And we have been treating my sister for the last, I don't know how long. You know, for the last I think 3 years. We have catered for everything by cash. Okay? She told me the other day that she was going to Kisumu. In fact, her son is here. Her son is here. Called me.
Nani, Kwevo.
Yeah, called me on her phone and told me that she's going to the hospital. And the last time she went to the hospital in Kisumu to have treatment on her cancer problem, she was told they don't accept SHA. A day before yesterday, Odhiambo, and I sent money to her phone to go and get treatment in Kisumu. You understand? So all these stories that people keep saying and people keep talking about.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And my sister, my sister's daughter is paying SHA for her. But she can't be held by SHA. So everybody keeps saying that my sister, okay, I didn't do it, I didn't know it. So sasa mimi unaniambia, because I also have private insurance.
Yeah.
For which I pay a lot of money every year. All right? So now somebody wants me to go and pay another SHA. And this SHA cannot even help my sister who is already sick.
So that's why we're saying that there's an opportunity because, as you're saying, even me, I've experienced that. My mom was going for treatment one time.
Oh, we were with you when that fall came in.
Yes.
Why are you not talking about it properly?
But I'm talking about Jagiro, come on. Stop being a dualist. Being a dualist.
Yeah.
So I remember even my mom's case. And that really made me think, okay, Shai, there's a problem here and we need to sort it. Because when she went for the doctor to see her, they said, no, we can't see you because you are of a lower cadre, quote unquote. And you need to do consultation, etc. elsewhere. Then you come here. So I believe there should not be any point where a citizen of this country pays any amount in cash. Insurance means I can maintain my current status when everything else collapses.
Okay.
That is the need or the function of insurance. And of course, that's why I'm saying there are a few things that must be worked on. Number one being the funding. Two, weeding out these thieves who are in SHA. They're there, we know them by name. They can be weeded out very easily. And we have 3 ways in this country of weeding out people. You either you're taken to court, or the other one where you go up, and the other one. Yeah?
The forest.
Yeah, we have the 3 things. And it is basic knowledge. And I believe, I want to agree with that, Jen, that the government must have known for a long time, because NIS is always on top of things. They must have audited this SHA thing for a long time, and they know. And this time now we transition into more serious issues.
For sure.
Dealing with SHA for the benefit of the people. Enough of the profiteering. If it won't be enough, then the people will say it is enough. And when people say it's enough, it's something else. We don't
That
know
is for sure.
Yeah, and you see people keep asking these questions and keep people having, and even the people that genuinely really want to pay for SHA, they're having a lot of second thoughts. Because like you said, 650 something in a month isn't a whole lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
I can pay it. I can pay it for 2-3 other people. But the thing is that you keep paying for these people and keep paying, but when they have a problem, they are calling you again.
So it has made it very unpopular.
Yeah.
In fact, I said one thing. If we are really serious about a concept of universal healthcare in Kenya, if I was the curator of that, number one, when it comes to SHA, I would only call for contributions by people who have pay slips alone. Any other person who has an informal kind of work without any payslip, I would not want any form of contribution from them. And just like you said, Odhiambo, I would not rely on the contributions. I would rely on taxes. So basically, we're having a population of 83% of Kenyans who do not have, a stable income, having free access to this particular healthcare insurance fund, which is cushioned by the contribution from the middle income earners, and it's also cushioned by the tax or the levy that is going to be introduced in anything or anywhere that can give, a consistent input of funds into that fund. If we really want to do that, we can actually achieve universal healthcare.
But Odhiambo, I don't know why it is taking the government too long to figure out its people. I mean, you must know your customer.
I think
and I wonder why the government can do it.
They don't.
The challenge with any government,
even affordable housing, they don't.
The challenge with any government,
They're telling you that you'll have affordable housing, then they tell you pay
the challenge with any government across
300,000.
the world is something called red tapeism.
Okay.
Basically, we're referring to bureaucracy, because you cannot just switch things unless there's political goodwill. Now, right now, the biggest thing that we are calling for us, the apologies of the state, is that can we switch the lanes very fast and provide the political goodwill so that we can sort out issues in SHA. SHA is a very good model. It can work. It is working in Thailand. It is working in Rwanda. It can work here. There are just those teething problems which we can address very fast and which do not require us to take forever in terms of trying to bicker back and forth. So at this moment, I think, my brother, what we need basically is having the government switch lanes in terms of political goodwill and give proper mandate to ESCC, proper mandate to DCI to get these people by tomorrow or because this is shameful.
Very shameful.
This is shameful.
Very shameful.
In fact, get them a clean sweep, taken to courts very fast, and then being dispossessed of whatever they have gained from this process.
For sure. And the government needs to be direct and deliberate.
Yeah. I think that
if you want free healthcare, give people free healthcare. Don't talk about contributions again.
I agree.
If you want affordable housing for people, give it at a ridiculously low amount of money. Somebody even buying a house for 100,000 shillings.
We should never buy those houses, I've always
in fact, we should not even be buying them.
We'll be discussing that with Nyamori soon.
Exactly.
In terms of the policy. I think affordable housing should not be affordable housing. It should be social housing.
Exactly. Like the way they did it in the social systems, like in China and all this. These are houses that are supposed to be free.
We are a republic. And a republic means it's a democracy that cares more about the lowest in the society. And the way we care about the lowest is by having social programs. And affordable housing, or social housing as I call it, is one of those important things.
Exactly. Education free, healthcare free, housing free.
Everything free.
Everything free.
Then pay high tax.
Yeah. Let the highest income earners pay high tax.
If you speak with people coming from, let's say, countries like Norway, countries like Denmark, countries like,
Luxembourg, Switzerland.
They don't care about this tax thing because when you are sick, you go to the hospital. Like for example, when my sister gave birth in Norway to triplet, she was given 4 million just to take care. To recalibrate.
Oh,
yes, 4 million.
After birth, she received in her account.
Yes,
4
every
millions.
child was given 1 million, and then she was given 2 nurses for free by the government for 6 months.
Yeah.
2 nurses. One was coming at 7, leaving at around 8, and then the other one was coming and going back. All right. When my sister went there, and she was the idea of having a job is a responsibility of the Norwegian government. Okay? So they have a register of everybody who doesn't have a house.
Yes.
So if you lost your house, your job today, the government takes over your housing and your food. And it's their responsibility to look for a job for you. You understand? But you pay more than 51% of your tax to the government.
But the government does everything.
Yes, the government does everything. The government takes care of you. Like the Nilot wants to take everything, but doesn't want to take
I think Jagero is making a very important point.
But you should excuse the Nilot because the Nilot is not the one who is taking everything per se. It is a system that is on trial.
No. I am not attacking the person of the Nilot.
But you're saying the Nilot.
He's a representative of.
Talk about the government.
Okay.
The government is perpetual.
The Nilot's government.
No.
Okay.
The government is perpetual.
Okay.
But the Nilot is transitionary. You have to talk up within the next 5 years.
Fair enough.
Correct.
But
fair enough.
That is a very good point. It reminds me. I don't know if you guys have seen this trending boy called Jackson Tito. Jackson Tito.
Yeah.
He was a very little boy who was taking care of his family. Yeah, the president, exactly. The president gave him a house today. You know, when Jackson Tito was trending and we were having a very
why was he trending?
He was trending because his mother was not able to provide. His father had left them. So he was the one who was taking care of his little siblings. And he's about 14 years old. He was the one who was cooking, doing everything.
Responsible.
So he trended. And you know, that story of Jackson Tito, we were having an argument with someone who was telling me that, look at this video. The mother is seated, lying there in the bed and is not doing everything. And I told them, you know, when you see such kind of things, the first thing that you should always blame is the social system of the government.
True.
An effective government and a government for the people. If today, any child, I decide to abandon my child out of nowhere, or a child is found in the middle of the street, the first thing the government is supposed to do is to have a social system that can be able to take care of this child without the need of any private individual, without the need of the parent.
Yep.
And that happens in a lot of countries, just like you've talked about Norway.
Even without the president himself giving a house. Because how many children can you give?
How many children can you give? So if you see such kind of things, and I even told someone that there are a lot of people who are suffering even more than Jackson Tito. If you go to these slums, there are children who are even 9 years old who are having to collect garbage every day at Dandora dump site so that they can eat, but they have parents. If you see such kind of things in a country, know that our social system as a government has failed. It is not even just about the parents.
You know, sometimes I see along Kingara Road, women carrying babies in the scorching heat of the sun. And I'm like, this is not good for the child. These women should be arrested, and these children should be taken away.
And what do people do? They blame the mothers. They're telling these people, why are you giving birth? No, children are a responsibility of the state. It's true.
That I agree.
Children are always a responsibility. That is why if right now I hit my child,
are a responsibility of the
state. If I hit my child right now, the state can take away the child. We've seen most cases. Even a recent custody we did a case. The child was taken away from both parents because they were drug addicts. So children are a number one responsibility of the state. So when you see even someone begging in the streets with children on the back, stop rushing to blame the person and say that, look at you, how can you not take care of your children? No, that is an indication of a failed system of a government. It is an indication that we don't have a government.
So what should the government then do? The government should go pick up that child.
Absolutely. In fact, the first thing that we need to have is, when you talk about a social system, we are talking about, a system of things that allow this child to flourish easily. Number one, you talk about education. Tito was unable to go to school because there is no school that will let him in without a uniform. There is no school that will let him in without a book, or without even paying a certain amount of money for you to go to grade 8 or CBC. He couldn't do that, okay? So education is one of the system. Okay, is there a system whereby children are getting free healthcare? There is no. So there is a certain system that is built around such that even if they took that child away, and let's say there is an orphanage, this kid can still be admitted at any public institution to school, at any hospital to get treatment, or anywhere for him to be able to thrive. So that system has to be there.
My problem is that we are not making any steps. We are not making any steps. Like, what is Sakaja doing about that in his city?
The question, Jagero, in this country, and I'm so happy listening to the speech of President Ruto yesterday in Tanzania, and specifically the gentleman who spoke after him, I think the first or second gentleman, who talked about what Nyerere said, that uongozi sio cheo, uongozi ni matokeo. Matokeo sio cheo.
Matokeo is what?
Outcomes.
Okay.
Yeah. Right? Okay. And leadership is not just about positions, it's about outcomes. And unfortunately, most of the people you see going for leadership today, they're not talking to us about outcomes. They're talking to us about positions. That, our tribe will get this, our tribe will get that. Now, why am I pointing at that first? Because our orientation towards leadership and not politics is very important to understand. Currently in this country, we are more on the politicking end than leadership end. For this reason, Jagero, when countries are small like ours, they're made by people. When countries are big, they make people. Now, this country is not yet big enough to make people, but people want to be made by the country. Okay? At this level, what you need is people who will genuinely make this country. And we are lacking at the essence of vision, and secondly, we're lacking at the essence of implementation and enforcement. We have very nice policies. In fact, some of our policies, I've always said, London today, the traffic has been remodeled by a Kenyan. If you look across the world, you'll find footprint of Kenyans somewhere. So we have no question about intellect. We have no question about intention. What you have a question about is the political goodwill. And that has always been the question.
The virtue.
Yeah.
It
Now,
lacks.
so now moving forward, one of the things that we have to do as a country is to shift something called imperial presidency, okay, to parliament. Let's deny the president some powers, and let us have a parliamentary system where the prime minister can be voted out if he doesn't perform, because then we look at outcomes and don't look at positions.
Don't you think, are we really mature enough democratically to do that?
Yes, we are.
I'm not sure.
Yes, we are. It only needs an orientation.
Because then somebody can weaponize the MPs.
No, I think
the way governors are weaponizing the MCAs to remove the assistant.
No, I think people would be more critical on MPs rather than the president if we did the system that he did. Do you know why people don't care right now about MPs? It's because we are so focused on the politics of the president. Because the president has had this deluded amount of power from our own constitution. So we only focus on presidents, cabinet secretaries, but we forget the MPs.
Look at Central Kenya, for example. Do you think they really care about the presidency now?
To a large extent, no.
Even if it goes, they're focusing more onto the governors. And look at what the governors are doing. They're building things. They're making sure systems work. They're making sure the people are protected. Okay? The challenge with us is that we believe that the presidency, because we've been told for a long time, the narrative, the presidency is very powerful. It's everything we need. No. What we actually need is to devolve more money to the county assemblies or to the counties, and then we see development more down there. Two,
for sure.
Apart from just the parliamentary system, we need to change the budgetary system, or the budgeting system. Today, you look at the budgeting process in this country. It's comedy.
Okay, because maybe
how to change
add a note to what you mean by our budgeting system.
Our budgeting system is wrong because it is decided by people in Nairobi. They're the ones who even decide, we are going to give 15% to counties. We're going to remain with 85%, you know? It should shift. Because, for example, I come from Kabondo East Ward. In Kabondo East Ward, what is more important to us today, I can tell you, is we need clean and safe drinking water in the houses. We do not have that. Okay?
I think even the budget is never very specific.
Yes.
Do you know even allocation is just 20 billion for this ministry.
Exactly.
But there is no specific list of what we are going to do with this particular money.
So the
it has never been.
Zagiro, must change to an extent that it is more people-centered. Just the same way we do we must do it in a way of public participation, that every ward, they know. First, we agree that every ward gets a minimum allocation for development, which is, for example, let's say 100 million per financial year. Of this 100 million, the wards decide how they're going to apportion what they want, okay, through a paper that is noted by the Office of the National Rapporteur through his representatives or her representatives down there. Then it translates as it comes up to whatever parliament. When they're reading that budget here, it also goes with the what? With the projects that are going to be implemented. Okay? And then it transitions to law. To the extent that if you do not, once the president signs, if you do not do the project to completion, you're breaking the law. And what happens? You go to jail or you face the law. And that is how we need to change so that we have outcome-based leadership than politic-based, whatever, our system of politics. Now, lastly, if you look at the question of what he's saying in terms of our social structures, what we lack in this country today, Jagero, is that you're talking about Sakaja. He came there without 300 million in that city hall. Today, audit Sakaja properly. He's a billionaire.
Owns a 600 million home in Runda.
Today, audit him.
600 million?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a billionaire.
There was a 600 million home that was purchased by Sakaja last year.
Wow. 600 million?
For someone to purchase a house of 600 million.
Yes.
How much change does he have?
Exactly.
Because that's disposable income, which means sihitaji pesa. Na sina hata biashara nayo. This money that I can just, put somewhere, in a house somewhere. Some dead asset somewhere.
But NIS knows that he's done that.
Of course.
They know.
And EACC?
Maybe they're blinded. Maybe they don't want to do it.
Nairobi cartels have thrived under Sakaja, and that is the reason why he's also protected as an individual.
Did you see what
they have thrived under Sakaja?
Very well.
Did you see what happened to Nairobi?
Cartels never even used to thrive under Sonko because there was there was some kind of push and pull over. I need this money, Sonko wants this money. But under Sakaja, everything has been very smooth for cartels.
Very smooth.
You could build.
You're not hearing tension in Nairobi much.
No tension. There is a law for 30 floors. Somebody goes 50.
Matatu the other day about cartels. Ruto said.
It's interestingly, it's a very careful balance between democracy and private interests. That's why for me I always say, I go the way of Kagame, bro. Why are we people talking in the street too much?
I think you don't you
need somebody who can put things in order.
Kagame is not a very good place to
who has he killed that you know?
Come on. Kagame, wachana na Kagame.
I also support Jegero.
No.
Okay, internally
you go the way of Kagame. Kagame is a no-go.
Isn't that country developing?
Okay. Developing. So how can you say it's developing and it's only Kagame that is shining? In fact, Sifuna should go and talk about Kagame. I mean, it's just creating one shining city. No. Do you know any other country? No, listen.
Generally.
Listen.
Of course I'm listening.
But generally. But why don't you listen?
Okay. Go ahead.
Which other towns do you know in Rwanda?
You've always asked me that. I've always told you. Please. I've always told you.
Do you know any other city?
I don't know any other city. I only know Kigali.
But they're doing very well.
And the stadium they have. And the arena.
They're doing
and
very
the jogging.
They're doing very well.
No.
But economically, they're not doing well.
Jagero.
No, it's not.
Jagero.
For me, I would only think Kagame.
A bit more about Rwanda.
I have your book actually here that you wrote about Nani.
Yes.
You wrote about Kagame?
Yeah.
I think
this fellow here is making a lot of
story.
I think
Tell Rwanda.
Me the book, which page you talked about Kagame wrongly?
Which one? Which book?
People of the internet. This is Jagiro's book. It's a book I'm reading now.
Yeah.
It's called The Ghost of 1894.
Yeah.
Written by Duguri Jagiro.
Which ghost of that? 1894?
Yeah.
Rwanda?
Yes.
Oh.
And Jagiro, in this book that is written, he's not penned down a sentence on what is wrong with Kagame.
No, that was not the premise of that book.
Jagiro.
The premise
be a good author.
The premise. I lived in Rwanda for a year plus researching on this book. This book is called The Ghost of 1894. Okay, it traces the genocide 100 years before it happened. Right? This book. It has nothing to do with it. My research actually ends in 1994.
Okay. Anyway,
so I will not talk about that.
In short,
but you see, I
benevolent dictatorship at times works, or leave alone benevolent dictatorship. Just proper leadership at times works. Like if you take the case of Singapore, where it's called Kwan Lee Hu, that did a very good job there. If you talk about America, the establishing father, talk about even Britain, look at it. If we have systems, then things work. If we have people who can help us when the systems are not working, then things work out.
Yeah.
So I strongly believe implementation is a question in Kenya because the leaders that we have gone there to accumulate for themselves. I can tell you, I've given an example of Sakaja. I can give you an example of Anyang' Nyong'o in Kisumu. I can give you, of course.
Anyang' Nyong'o pesa wapi? It doesn't look like somebody who even eats chicken. Or I'm telling you, why is the old professor taking all the Kisumu money? Why is he taking it?
That is personal.
Why is he taking the money?
Wonderful.
Why is he taking the money?
I don't know. Even me, I'm wondering.
Nyong'o doesn't look like somebody who pockets money. I mean, where?
Yeah, he pockets.
He pockets
the money.
Every governor does.
So most governors actually do
Open
that.
the lines.
Kula
People are
kidogo.
saying, leo tuongei.
0104341733 is the number to call, of course.
We have phone calls.
Switch it up.
Phone calls for?
Turn off the head bit.
See, we were given equipment by...
Who gave equipment?
The government.
I believe him. That's the government.
The government is very busy.
The government should keep off this show. If they keep sending in equipment here, Jagero, don't call me again.
No.
It is not a crime to...
No, which crime?
We just have the equipment that we've always had. Can you get me some of my cake if they can't eat
0104341733 is the number to call on WhatsApp. Send a message. Let us have this conversation for the next 20 minutes and let's see how it goes. We are keen to listen to your opinions and comments. There we go. The first Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello, good evening.
Hello,
I'm not able to hear.
Can you hear me now?
Hello, good evening. All right, there we go.
Hello.
Jambo.
Jambo, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Jagero.
Hi, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well. Say hi to Adrian.
How are you,
Adrian
bro?
is our wonderful guy here. He's doing really well.
The guy from Chuka. Jagero, you don't know Chuka University.
Tell him. You need to tell him.
How would I know?
Jagero, Nairobi University is overrated, and you have a nice suit. I don't think you don't know Chuka University.
In fact, the education research has dwindled over the years, and more universities like Kabarak are even going past them.
So Chuka is a university to write home about, you say?
Chuka University matches that your suit and level of intelligence. I thought you are an alumni of Chuka.
Okay. Anyway, I stand advised.
Stay guided, bro. Stay guided.
Yeah, stay guided. So, how are you doing? What do you have to say about SHA today?
I'm Diambo from Kakamega.
Yes.
Yes, what I have to say about SHA is that it has been having one problem after another.
Okay.
From the process of procurement, we over-procured it at 104 billion.
Okay.
The money is being subscribed to. What was wrong with us? Just continuing with the NHIS the way it was? It was really working so well compared to this SHA shift. You know, even me, as educated as I am, I don't even know how that thing functions properly.
Nobody knows, including the cabinet secretary does not know.
And that
because we have
problem, right?
We have the SHA part, then we have the shift part. So what does SHA do to who and where, and what does shift do to who and where?
Shift is the actual thing. SHA is the authority.
Who regulates what and when?
I think other people will answer this question for us in a few minutes. So shall we say thank you for giving us your opinion tonight?
Does the government apologist have anything to say about this? But today you are so quiet. What do you have to say about your Fred Ruto on SHA?
Yeah, Odhiambo is saying that the government has got a lot of things to do for now.
Yes.
And
for now,
he stands guided.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? Good evening. How are you doing? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Alisa Notieno calling from Georgia.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Yes. Or Kiambu actually.
Is it working for you? Is the AI did the AI miscalculate what you're supposed to pay?
Personally, I have interacted with SHA on 2 instances, and it has worked.
Okay, very good.
But on public hospitals, I had a cousin undergoing surgery in Russia. We discharged her yesterday, but now to get that OTP to go through that process ya kumtoa hospitali was, I don't know, we waited for that OTP for like 7 hours.
Oh, okay.
We're almost giving up.
When they were calculating what you're supposed to pay monthly, do you think that they were fair to you?
No, so what most Kenyans are doing actually is when you have someone in the family who is in need of medical attention, is when people apply for SHA.
Yeah.
At least for the 2 instances it has happened in my family, that is what people are doing. It's not like they are. That's why SHA, I think, requires that you pay, I don't know, for the whole year, because we only take it when we need it. But now, what's interesting is in private hospitals, they almost don't want you to use SHA. So their complaint is even after they've processed everything and you are discharged, SHA refuses to pay them. So I don't know if there's a disconnect between SHA and public hospitals vis-a-vis private, because the private don't want you to use SHA. Public, as much as it's going to take some time, it will, in my experience, it will work. So my question is, I have 2 questions. Did they really run a pilot project for this? And number 2, why am I paying 6,000? Someone else is paying 8. I don't know how much I don't get it.
Well,
but my main concern is
what is happening is that there's an algorithm, an AI that they're using to ask you a few questions, and based on those questions, then they have to they tell you what you're supposed to pay. And one of the problems is that there is no way you can say, well, no, I don't think that this was done properly. I think there was a mistake made. So that's probably the problem. But thank you very much for calling. We have to take another call because there are so many of us on the line.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so somebody says, I don't know whether there is a call coming in. This one? Yeah, this one. Okay, good. Right. Hello? It's connection? Yeah. Hello, hi.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. How are you doing? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
How are you, Mr. Jagel?
I'm very, very well. I can't hear you properly. I'm not sure whether you are on loudspeaker. If you can come closer to the mic so that we can hear you properly.
Hear me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is El.
Hello?
Hello.
This is not working properly.
No, yeah.
Hello, Mr. Ngoya? Yes, how are you doing, sir?
I'm very good. How are you today?
I'm very, very, very well. Wow. What do you think about SHA?
Yes, Salimia Brian.
Yes, Brother Salimika, your party member is also here, Mr. Adrian.
Adrian himself.
Yes.
My name is Kotuga.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to add on one thing. I don't think SHA is the problem personally.
Okay.
Recently, I was in Kisumu General Hospital. I think I don't know if nowadays it's called a Kisumu referral. I think.
Yeah.
And I was seeing how SHA is actually working, and I concluded that SHA is not the problem. The problem is our public healthcare system. If we can strengthen our public healthcare system, I personally believe that there will be no need, because you see, the problem is
the
reason SHA is not working for a lot of people is a lot of people who are contributing to SHA want to go to the middle class kind of a hospital, which are private in nature. And those private hospitals are not even subscribed.
That you will not be turned away from any hospital. That's what they said. So people are choosing the
But
hospital.
you see, you can't go to... You see, the problem is the hospitals that are probably... Jagero, you know, if you go to a public hospital today, you may come out sicker than you went.
Yes.
So... You'd actually prefer to go to a private hospital, but now SHA is not working for the private hospitals.
But why, though?
So that is why I'm saying, if we will strengthen our systems, our healthcare, actually the public healthcare system.
There is a lot of disconnect between the private hospitals and SHA, because what I keep hearing is that they do not trust that SHA will pay when they actually give their services, whilst if insurance such as Jubilee were to be in conversation with them or any other insurance company, then they will pay. But this guy is, the government can just say, okay, we don't have the money, so don't disturb us, and that's it.
But you see, the problem with that is most of the private hospitals that want to participate in that are already coming knowing that we have a procurement system failure, a corruption failure in the government, and so everything that is done, and even most of these hospitals that are benefiting that are private, you find that there has to be someone in government who is pushing for them. So it's a complete failure that comes right from the top.
Now the problem perhaps I'm having with Odhiambo is that you are saying, okay, Odhiambo is the sole proprietor of this company. Odhiambo as a person is not very good. His services are bad.
Yes.
See, you are one and the same person. So thank you very much, sir. Let's take another call from somebody else, please.
Asante sana.
Asante sana, brother.
Someone in government who is pushing for them. So hello.
Hey, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good, Jagger.
Yeah. What do you have to say about SHA? Is it working for you? Is it working for your parents? Is it working for your brothers and sisters, for your friends?
Jagero, what I have to say is that SHA is working, eh?
SHA is working, correct.
And Jagero, I'm telling you that, yeah, like in a lot of circumstances.
Okay.
And what I have to tell you, Jagero, is that we should work on how we can expose some of the hospitals in Nairobi.
We should work on what?
Exposing some of the hospitals in Nairobi.
Exposing them.
Yes, like Jagero, you can't be going to the hospital. You are told that some people can be, some people their SHA is working, other people their SHAs are not working.
Okay.
Like there is some dirty business also along within Nairobi County. A lot of shoddy businesses. Jagero. Odhiambo can confirm that.
Okay, I think that is a problem. So you're saying that is the problem. Some of the hospitals that have problems and we need to deal with.
Exactly. Like we should just pinpoint some hospitals and put them on the list of shame.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. Have a good evening, sir. Ongoya.
Yes. How are you, Mr. Odwot Jagero?
I'm all right. He's calling. Are you calling to talk to Odhiambo? You're calling to talk to at the show?
I'm calling to talk at the show. That is the number you've given.
Okay.
You are a very funny character. Anyway, my opinion is this.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
A functional SHA insurance scheme, in my estimation, must transcend bureaucratic inertia and predatory leakages. Let me finish my statement.
Okay.
And predatory leakages, something that Odhiambo has keenly explained, not only in this show, but on the previous one, anchoring itself instead on actual prudence and transparent and a transparent government, if I may say so, allowing the citizens to access equitable, because having equitable access, because you're talking about an insurance scheme, because lest we do this, it will degenerate into yet another extractive contrivance masquerading as reform.
Right.
So I totally agree with whatever whatever Odhiambo is saying, and this is not to disagree with whatever Adrian has said, but it's just to say that let us talk on to the solutions on it. It is working in some areas, but largely it is being used to siphon money from the government. Otherwise, thank you, the show is good.
What are you disagreeing with me on? Say the specific thing you're disagreeing with me on.
So we are largely, Adrian, what you're calling a blame game, and it's something that I've even told Jagero. If you don't desist from blaming that everything, because you don't agree with the government, everything that the government does is wrong,
yes,
then we generally don't move towards building a country that a system works. It is working to some extent, but not that generally it's not working. We know the lapses into the scams of 50 billion and where a mother does heart surgeries like 10 times in a month. We can talk of that, yes, but there are some instances where people have benefited from the same. So let us talk about the leakages that Odhiambo has mentioned. And I'm saying this because he supports government, but into the same regard, he points out some leakages that we are seeing in it. Let's say like overpaying of insurance schemes or of insurance claims, and sometimes some hospitals which don't also exist being given money. So let's talk to the lens of, is the insurance scheme able to cover whatever we want, not just blaming the government entirely on anything. That's why we as the youth generally miss. But otherwise, your points are good.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Jagero.
Yes, how are you? You are very excited. What's up? Where are you calling us from?
I'm also equally happy, especially coming through today in the call. This is my first call in any show of any nature.
Yeah, Odhiambo is always refusing to pick your call, which is a shame. But go ahead, here you go.
I'm Moses. I'm calling you from the beautiful county of Makueni. The town is called Emali.
Imali, okay. Is it
Mombasa Road?
Is it not close to Kitui where we are having a lot of fracas and and scrambling with the security officers.
No. Kitui is a bit north because you are going to Garissa, but Emali is along Mombasa Road.
Okay, great. Go ahead. What do you think about SHA? What do you think about the AI that is embedded in it?
Beautiful. Let me link it with the first question I wanted to answer about politics, because initially you were wondering about the new Sifuna strategy. Sifuna spoke the way he spoke because he has to do it as a strategy. He cares only about the people that believe in Gachagua, but not so much Gachagua the person. Yeah. So he cannot offend them this early, especially when he needs to appeal to them in the coming day, even if he has to sit down in the end to negotiate with Gachagua. Real politics might necessitate that to happen for him to win Gachagua's people over. What we are not going to accept as a Sifuna myself is a situation where Sifuna supports Gachagua. That's not going to be what.
All right. Thank you very much.
Now, why Sifuna is because we are thinking.
Yeah.
And I will link it to SHA and this budgeting topic that Odis was talking about. The Constitution, we do not need to bring anything new in this country. We have the Constitution. It has the steps on how to do things. As long as you open the pages, read them, understand, do the right thing. Now, SHA is a very successful project because it was meant initially to siphon money, and it did that. Just the season alone, the software alone, siphoned out $1 billion. The software alone. And we can discuss if it was in good faith why they brought it. Number one, we had NHIF that had been around for 60 odd years. They could have fixed that. If it was the software that was not working, they could have done it. But you see, they had to completely demolish it, build a new system so that they are siphoning from it. So from the point of why it was initiated, very successful.
All right.
Who cares about how it works afterwards?
All right.
So whether we are debating the merit of the IT tool, those are very good discussions. We have technologies that can develop the solutions, whether it does the means testing, vizuri or not. Those are good questions we can debate. But the spirit behind it, completely wrong. And that's why whatever we see nowadays are just shenanigans.
Okay.
It was set for the wrong reasons and nobody cares whether it works. Thank you also for accepting my call.
Yeah, thank you very much. Somebody is telling me that Jagero suggests you implement a live call management system. They do exist. Okay, thank you. The other day they were telling us that now you need to start doing call-ins, Jagero. It's long overdue. Now we have long calls in. Now we need a management to manage them. Oh my God, when is this going to come to an end? But you can suggest to us which call management. I think I don't know whether it will need money. This money that we are having a problem.
+254715.
I think they don't want to hear the numbers. Hello there, people of the internet. How are you doing? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is Barclay. I'm calling you from Edinburgh, Scotland.
Yeah, Edinburgh, Scotland. Glasgow, Scotland. Yes. Okay. How are you doing?
It's the capital city. I'm fine. How are you? Okay, so my contribution is on the issue of the AI, not about the SHA in general. But you see the scandal as it is. The law provides that you're supposed to only charge someone 2.75%, and the low income earners are charged more than that.
Okay.
So that's what is the scandal. And if you are a high earning income citizen, you're charged 2.75%. So you're okay on that. That inequality and discrimination is what the program was, the African Uncensored was trying to unmask. Secondly, I love the idea of SHA. It's a bold move by the government to implement it, since it has been there for a while.
But let me ask you a question in as far as how good it is, because I am thinking that we are living in 2026. There is
Yeah.
piloting of staff. There is making sure
Yeah.
the government has the money. They spend 104 billion in trying to make this system work. So
Yeah.
how can we keep saying that this is a good project, but it's not working as it is supposed to work? Why is it taking too long with all the technology that we have around the world? I mean, go anywhere in this country, go to Silicon Valley, go to even Scotland, you'll find a provider
Yes.
that will figure this thing out. Why is it that as
That-
Kenyans we cannot
that's
figure
true.
things out right?
That's true, because here we're using National Health Service, and it has been there for a while. So it's a pilot system. The SHA is a pilot system which it is bound to have some problems, and it will work out if we handle these problems.
But do you
Also,
think the
the
government
second
is
thing-
cognizant of these problems that they are facing? Because it doesn't appear that they are looking at this problem saying, look, we have a problem. What is
Yeah,
the correct,
yeah,
what are the measures that they have put in place to correct these things?
There's some things I can say because I was also privy to making of the agreement of SHA.
Okay.
But I can tell you that it was not a scheme in ab initio or in the instance. It was not meant to further the interest of the common mwananchi, but it was meant to further the interest of some few individuals.
Yeah.
And that's why it was rushed the way it was rushed, and it was passed the way it was passed.
All right.
But the idea itself of universal health care system, I support it 100% because I've seen it work in the UK, and I think it's also supposed to be charged to residents, not citizens alone, for us to have a system where if you are in the country and you're living in the country, you can access healthcare anywhere you want.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. We love it, and have a good evening.
Not citizens alone, for us to have a system where
Hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning, good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, it's
good
evening
evening from
here.
here.
Where are you calling us from, sir?
Oh, I'm in Dubai.
You are in Dubai.
Yes, yes.
We are almost at the same time with Dubai, right?
No.
Difference of 1 hour.
1 hour, yes.
Now,
So it should be evening for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you think about Mara Leo, please?
okay, before I make my contribution, let me ask you this question. Huh?
Yes.
Do you know anything in Kenya that is working? Or do you know anything that is not working?
Say that again. I didn't hear it correctly.
Is there anything that works in Kenya, like government institution that is working? Do you know any of them?
Yeah, DCI is working. The police is working very well. We have Huduma centers are working. Passport is working.
Abduction squad.
We have a lot of things that are going on so well. The roads are working. You know, the shipyards is working. So many things are going on so well.
But then, what is your point, sir? Because I think many are working, many are not.
I don't know they are working for who, but because we are looking at the part of Indian to huko chini kabisa. So let me say, SHA is working.
Yeah.
Kama unaenda inpatient. Kama una inpatient, you suffer. Okay? Inpatient, perfect. But outpatient, shida.
Yeah.
But again, something to add on is, ukiangalia health system ya Dubai, ni kama huyu jamaa alikuja akakopi hapa akapeleka hapo tena. Ukiangalia hata hiyo system ukiangalia login ya hapa na hapo, unaona hizo color grading hizo zote. So there is more tech ambayo inatolewa hapa inawekwa hapo Kenya.
All right. Thank you.
But finally,
all right, Dhiambo, you can read some of the comments.
Yeah, so many comments coming in fast and thick, of course, as usual. On this other side, we're having, let me go up. Lois Baraza is saying, Odhiambo, counties are already receiving money, but most of it is going to chai, mandazi, flowers, parties, traveling, and salaries. We can't give them more money to hold bigger parties for bodabodas. Apo Adrian has lied. The specific ministries normally budget and forward to Treasury, and that is what informs the budget. That is Kotugak. Martha Akelo saying, yes, it is very possible to prioritize at what level through approaches like PICD. Thank you, Martha. And we should have a conversation, because I've always feared this is something that could be rejected, but yeah, we can see it. Buke Aur says, I agree with Jagero on the Kagame issue. Odhiambo should just keep quiet.
Plus 49 175 9,675,000.
Let me hear what he has to say. Hello, sir. let's pick one more call and then we can call it. Hello.
Hello, Jagero.
Yes. Bwana Mkuu, how are you doing? Where are you calling us from and what's your name, sir?
My name is Brian from the great country of Homa Bay.
Yes.
And I really like your show. You know, I've been watching this show from the first time you started it, you know.
Yeah.
It's a very, 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 very progressive show. And I just wanted to make a small contribution to my observations of what is happening in Kenya.
Okay.
Mr. Jagero.
Are you calling
And the
us
thing
from
is
Kenya?
that-
You are calling us from outside Kenya?
No. I'm calling you from Germany.
Okay, great. Because I can see
Yeah.
plus 2449, but you're also coming from the
Yes.
county of Homa Bay, so.
Wanga's home.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the thing is that when you live in a country where systems work, you know, it makes me sad to see the way the Kenyan system has been engineered to just benefit the few. Because when you look at the education system, it has been like overwhelmingly privatized, and the same thing is happening in the health sector. You get.
All right.
Yeah. Private hospitals, they don't want to invest in public hospitals because they know that that is where they're getting Kenyans' money. You understand? Yeah?
All right.
And Mr. Jagero and Odhiambo from Kasibul.
Yeah.
Please, next time when you... Please, sir. I have one request. One request. Oh, Bite. One request.
Yes.
Next time, please, have a conversation about this NGCT, this MP's kitty, you know. Because
CDF.
it's also, NBCDF. It's spoiling also the system. It's creating mini gods from the MPs, in a sense. They're holding the citizens at ransom.
I agree.
Thank you so much. You guys are doing a great work. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, so it's been a
we wrap
pleasure.
it up?
It's been a pleasure. Beautiful.
But today Vash did not speak. I mean, I
Vash,
don't know what
yeah.
happened. Vash, what is going on?
Are you gagged?
Are you gagged by Matiang'i?
The instructions are very clear.
The instructions are very clear that wewe ukienda hapo hapana ongea.
Nyamaza tu.
Sababu you are making Odhiambo start talking. Why haven't you talked today, Vash? What is going on? Are you feeling sad about the fact that Matiang'i is just about to, you know, Uru is still okay with him, right? Is that a problem?
No, there's no problem. We are even meeting tomorrow. So
You're meeting who tomorrow? Uru and Matiang'i. That cabal will never get anywhere close to leadership.
These are the nice.
It will never happen.
It will never happen.
Ati Matiang'i and Uru warudi kwa serikali? Never.
Kwenda wewe bwana.
acha kuwa naysaya.
All right. Today I want to thank Mr. Odhiambo. Thank you very much for coming always with us here.
Thank you.
To break, to smurf things that are difficult to understand in this world of pieces. Mr. Adrian, the
lawyer.
the hawk-eyed lawyer, the TikTok lawyer. Thank you very much for coming. What's going on with your hair? Are you going to be combing it?
No, I don't. I don't comb it. on casual, I don't comb it.
You don't comb it?
Yes.
But nice leather jacket though. Life is good. It's treating you well.
Very well.
Yeah.
If I can take a vacation in the middle of April, know that it's good.
Yeah. A lawyer never goes hungry in Nairobi. Thank you very much to Quivo on camera. Thank you very much to John Tess on camera. Mr. What is his name? Clinton on the camera. Bunga on the deck. Vash Research. Atieno Hospitality. And the Chieng on Logistics. Thank you very much. But the most important person in the room is you, the person of the internet that comes over to have a fireplace with us every time. Thank you very much for the money that you're contributing. Odhiambo hasn't seen some, but thank you very much. We are building things together with him.
I'm not seeing that money. Unatumia tu jamaa peke yake. Kula kabisa.
So thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit on that notification bell, because I hear some of you are saying, I don't know when you guys are going live, but if you enable notification, you'll actually know that we are going live. So thank you very much for always here. We are on social. Please consider following us over there. A lot of things that we need to do. We are still having problems with the internet. It's very intermittent for the last 1 week. I don't know what is going on, but we are hoping that one of these days we'll get an internet provider that can actually work for us, because we are doing a very important job. We need internet. If you have internet that is working from heaven, please send us some, because we really need internet. Ubunga has taken me to, as if he has decided to to finish the show without me finishing. Until another episode, bye for now.
Thank you.